What's up, what's up? Welcome back, guys. This is HorsePLAY Live episode 167. It's February 23rd, 2017. Another fine Thursday day. That's redundant. Fun fact, Thursday comes from old language, ancient tongue for Thursday. Yeah, something like that. I remember reading that somewhere. That's the etymologies. Thursday. Back in the days where having multiple gods was a cool thing to do, you know, and everybody believed the world was flat. That's speaking of which, people, there's this whole flat earthers thing going around. That's just a publicity stunt. People can't honestly believe that. The world is flat. No one actually believes that. They're just trying to get attention. We got Obi in here. We got WarChild in here. Tukah's supposed to be coming. Beard probably won't be joining us tonight. Just doing a little pre-show here. Do gotta say, I'm actually pretty surprised to see that a lot of people picked up For Honor. Maybe we'll talk about that when we get on to the official part of the show. This is a pre-show. We're just getting everybody warmed up, making sure sound levels are good and all that good stuff. Actually, no, this is week 2 of For Honor because it was a Valentine's Day game. Yeah. Close some stuff out. Oh, you know, that's what I wanted to do is check for you guys what the EA on the house game is. Mass Effect 2 is still Mass Effect 2. Okay.
Alright, he's on the way.
Ah, there he is. I see him.
What's up with my internet?
You broke it.
That's my browser. I don't know what the heck. I just want to show those.
Show notes. Alright. Let me pull them in. Tukah, can you hear us? Tukah. Alright, he's probably still getting set up.
Yeah. And just to give you the heads up, I got the old headset on. If it cuts off or anything, just let me know, okay?
Alright.
Guess what I got right now. Shoot, there used to be a link that would just take you to Drive. Where the heck is
What? A Steak and Shake? What?
Nah. The link that would take you to Google Drive from your Gmail. But
Well, now they got it so you could do search Google Drive from your phone using the search function. That's pretty cool.
yeah, I mean, I've been doing it from the change the headsets, doing it from the phone for a minute. It's just I'm being lazy and I just want to get to Google Drive without having to, go through 500 different hyperlinks. I just want to get to the notes.
Why isn't the sound playing?
167.
What the hell?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh. Here you go.
Ah! That woke my wife up.
I had it.
Sounded like somebody released one of those fairies from the bottle in Zelda.
Yeah, these are all the Zelda sounds.
But it's like but it was like a hyper.
Oh yeah, that's the
hyper fairy. What the heck?
See, for those of you that listen to the finished product on the audio feeds, you're familiar with these sounds. That's what I do sometimes. I use those sounds to. I use like 8-bit sounds. Some Doctor Who sounds to like do hard cuts
I need to watch Doctor Who. Oh,
Yeah, time to catch up.
Yeah, I know. How many seasons?
Well, if you just talk about New Who, you're talking about 9 seasons.
Well, I remember old Who from childhood, but
Yeah, you don't have to watch the old stuff to get into the new stuff.
I'm about to attack you to that. Ow. Son of a bitch.
Are you playing Wildlands?
Yeah.
Alright, well. On that note, I'm just going to go ahead and start the show. So we can finish on time, because I'm actually pretty beat tonight.
Gotcha.
Start the show.
Hey, I know you ain't talking. I know you ain't talking.
I know. Lurks the whole time, then just gets bossy. Jesus.
Fine.
No.
Ja.
Such a clown.
Is he really? Did he really leave?
He's being funny. OB.
Pull him back in here. Pull him back in here.
Alright, here we go.
You are listening to an All Games Radio Network broadcast of allgames.com.
Hi, this is Normie from Knuckleballer Radio and Zombie Cast, and you're listening to one of my favorite shows on the Geeky Antics Network. Don't forget to check out the rest of the gang over at geekyantics.net. Warning, there might be rants and food ahead and possibly inappropriate behavior. Don't tell anybody though.
Welcome, geeks, gamers, furries, and ninja robots. This is HorsePLAY Live, and I'm your bald lizard. Yes, I'm your bald lizard host, Yogizilla. We have assembled another motley crew for you today, though we're short a beard. We're short a beard. Actually, yeah, I guess we should lost the beard and we gained the beard. Yeah, we kind of swapped beards. But we gotta discuss
OG
Beard to have.
Yeah, we got lots of beard action going on, though you only see one of them on cam because we're too lazy to set up the rest of the video. Yeah, we're going to discuss all things geeky, video games, you know, fun stuff like that, and it's going to be a good time. By the way, today is February 23rd, and this is episode 167 of HorsePLAY, tentatively titled Revenge of the Unicorn Poopies, the one where we really reveal the game of the year. Maybe. We'll see.
Oh my god.
Stop it. Don't worry, Obi. You don't have to deal with it anymore, so you're good. Yes, I'm stretching this out for all it's worth. And we're gonna run this series for long again. Actually, we're on the home stretch. We can't stretch it out any longer than we have. So
Well, we got some news today that people are probably already know by now, but
yeah, Obi, it's not news anymore. Last week it was the farewell party and you didn't show up.
We had
what's it supposed to be?
we had an iron statue made of you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure you did.
Yeah, we played a little reel with sad music. You know, I think was it Sarah McLachlan or something? Eyes of an Angel.
Jesus Christ.
Sound of Silence.
That's
The best of vote.
That's not a sad song.
It's a sad song. It's a sad. This is the sound. Silence.
Wow.
I like how some of that cut off. This is the sound of silence. I see what you did there. By the way, we are joined by Obi. You may know this Obi1X2 guy. He's back for now. We got Tukah, who's back.
It's been so busy.
Yes, I finally got my mic working.
Yeah, just in time too. And of course, one of our new permanent hosts. You can't escape from this guy, WarChild Mark IV.
I'm here, but I'm in the middle.
Yeah,
I have both headsets in my head, but I'm going to make this work.
You cut off again too. I'm assuming you're in the middle of Wildlands.
Hold tight.
What's funny too is earlier this week we had a meeting, and I put out a communique to the team and said it's astounding to me how many people do podcasts while they're distracted. And I wrote, I think it's very unprofessional. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Poke, poke.
It's all right, though. It's all right. We'll get it. We'll let it slide. I can't do it because then the conversation goes completely to hell.
I am not distracted.
Sure.
Lies and deceit.
No. Newsflash. I've been doing all the podcasts while I've been gaming.
Well,
Can tell.
And you've been getting some good stuff out of me, haven't you?
Lies and deceit.
Yeah. Say good stuff, but
Shut up, Obi. You wasn't even here for your going away party. We had to throw that cake away.
What a waste.
Well, is it a going away party and he's still here?
It's the after party.
This is the after party. Okay, yeah.
Now we can sing the sound of silence.
I'll kind of let everybody know what's going on with me. This is not the last show I'll be on yet.
Obi has beard cancer.
I have beard cancer. Yes. How'd you know?
It's not terminal.
We'll get into
it's nocturnal beard cancer.
We'll get into the deets in a little bit, but
it progresses while he's asleep.
I did want to say, like, kind of continuing the podcast workshop thing. You know, a lot of our listeners and supporters are fellow podcasters. You know, it's we had a lot of good discussions with some people within Geeky Antics Network and our sister networks, All Games and Tangent Bound and all that. And it's just interesting the challenges we run into, and one of the most common thing is people not being fully engaged. And yeah, you can still, most people can hold a conversation while distracted, but you could tell the difference when someone's fully engaged with the conversation or not, like picking up on the subtleties of audio cues, like not clipping people, playing off of it properly, not having to repeat it, Like sometimes when someone's distracted, I'm not saying this is your case, WarChild, but I can tell when people are distracted because they'll just like say random stuff, just like filler stuff, like "oh snap," and then go back to whatever they're doing.
Got filter fish.
What were you saying again, Yogi?
Yeah, exactly. I see. I got you. And I'm become more like aware of it too, because like I'll listen to certain podcasts and I love these podcasts, but I'll hear them smashing on the keyboards or on buttons on the controller, and it's just
or kids in the background screaming at the top of their lungs. I know, right?
Yeah. I need a trank dart. I told y'all last time I need a trank dart straight for his neck.
I got some, bro.
Oh, please mail them to me.
Why do you think my kid was so quiet back in the day?
The sound
of silence.
It's relevant.
So
it is.
We're gonna talk a little bit about Ghost Recon Wildlands and For Honor. Talk a little bit more about that. But before we do that, how's everyone's week? Do the obligatory catch up.
I'm just glad I'm off right now.
Yeah, I like what you were writing in the Discord about your tiring out people.
Yeah.
Well, I'm having a great day because I've got internet back.
Tukah, don't feel bad. My family is being really loud in the background too. See, I found a perfect level where. That's why I talk so close into my mic, because I have the floor really high, So anything that's like background, that's not me talking straight into the mic, doesn't get picked up unless someone's being really loud. But like right now, even with my buckets on, I can hear my family being super loud. Like my wife, I love her to death, but she's one of those people that screams even though you're right next to her. Like, oh yeah, that's great. I like this thing. I'm like, I'm right here. I know I'm
Is that
hard
when
of
you want to
hearing.
go, bitch, shut the fuck up?
And he would have no wife after that.
Yeah, no, you have no life after that.
Yeah, life. That's
Anything
even better.
Anything that ends in an IFE, he would have none.
Well, no, I might have a knife just in my back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what you did there.
I found it
Glorious.
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 So the problem is my child wants to do it right.
Victorious.
Yeah, we're both singing the same fucking song.
Mm-hmm.
That was just
That's
one
coming back soon.
big
It's catchy. He's the champion right now.
He is the champion.
So I guess we should just jump straight into the video games talk. Yeah. Since no one talks about what. How
See, senor.
I mean, I
said
could say
that.
what my week was, but you guys haven't seen me.
You still owe us a story from your esport adventures.
Well, yeah, that's coming afterwards because that's gonna be
Oh.
part of the major update. Yeah, we're saving that. We'll give Obi.
Yeah,
the-
yeah. I wanna, because I know people know what's going on with me, but just to clarify, just to let everybody know exactly what I'm doing, what we're doing, and everything like that. It's kind of why there is a good reason why I'm missing HorsePLAY. So, well, there's never a really good reason to miss a podcast, but it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready to talk. I'm in the air, flying to Chicago. Let's go.
You just reminded
Wait,
me.
what?
I had to write down a note. All right. But I don't know. Flying to Chicago. I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm playing Flight Simulator, dude.
Oh,
wow.
I'm like, that's a really good internet if he's on the airplane. I mean,
Damn. Yeah.
Like, what flight is he on? Like,
all right.
what aircraft type is that? That must be that new plane, that Airbus 380.
I think Obi had a very successful mission over in Atlanta, man. He's flying back in Seattle on like, super business class.
Oh, just wait. My wife's gonna buy me a plane. All I gotta do is take the pilot's license.
Uh-oh.
Okay, that is. I flew a plane before too. That is absolutely great, except landing. I bitched out and I gave it back to the pilot. I was like, you know what, you got this. He was like, yo, no, Tukah, man, you got it. Go ahead and land the plane. It's like it's easy. I was like, all right, I'll do it. And then as we approached the runway, I was like, nah, you got it.
The pilot called you Tukah.
Yes, because he got his ass whooped in Super Smash Brothers by me, and I'm always and forever as Tukah. Everyone knows and fears this 5-letter word.
Well, yeah. I mean, everybody IRL called me Yogi. That's. Oh, well, those
Yogurt.
close to me, at least.
May the Schwartz be with you.
I buy it. So people are still playing For Honor, so that's worth noticing. I'm looking at my friends list, and there's still a good amount of people playing that. They're still talking about it, so it wasn't just a hyped up game for the moment. It looks like it might actually stick. But there's some big games coming out on the horizon, so we'll see. March is gonna be huge.
I call it what do I call it? A March move out, because it's mainly like soldier games right now. Because you got Wildlands and Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah, but Mass Effect scratches a whole different itch, though.
Yeah, that's more. I'll say it is soldiery, but it's more so on the sci-fi, way more on the sci-fi, and it doesn't have as much combat as a story. So I say it's more so that. I say more so in that genre versus military shooter, like you would say your Ghost Recon Wildlands or anything like that.
Whatever, it's a space military shooter. He's a soldier. She is a soldier. It's all good. You're gonna get some of that
You
blue
get the
booty.
ro-
No,
Romance.
they're not. They're
I
not
said-
soldiers. They're explorers.
I said.
Explorers.
I
No
said.
combat.
I said blue booty.
Tukah's on the side on Team Star Trek. I think I'm with you. It's more exploration, more science. It's all for science. Everything's for science. And then then there's a little pew pew. You know, you take your
Go tell that to the Reapers.
Yeah, they
Booty O cereal. They make sure you ain't booty.
It's like
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Sponsored
What kind
paid
of
for by the
science?
New Day and WWE.
Ah, Tukah! Don't you dare be sour!
Clap for your world famous 2-time tag team champs and
feel the power!
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Really? That's what we're doing?
Yes.
That's what we're doing?
Yes.
Well, not all of us. I'm just sitting back. I'm just
He's at the
letting it
loot.
happen.
It's okay. He's at the loot.
That's what she
Well,
said.
you're an
too.
enabler.
I'm
You're
just
an
sitting back letting it
enabler,
happen.
Yogi. You enabled this.
You did.
Wait,
So-
you know what else is cool? Mass Effect is bringing back the co-op. I mean, we knew this already, but just the closer we get to it, the more exciting it is. Like having that experience from Mass Effect 3 come back. I hope they take that same thing and build upon it, not do what like Madden does. Like, hey, this works really well. Let's break it and then add some new stuff. Like
Quarterback vision.
I do. Oh yeah, quarterback vision. Oh my god. But yeah, that I do agree with that. Like, if they do bringing back the multiplayer, the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, I literally still have not done the story, and all I was playing was the multiplayer, and I got sucked in to the multiplayer.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
What
And
is
then they just kept on added stuff. I know, man. But I had a legitimate argument of why I did not play any of the story. Is because you know how with Mass Effect, every choice that you make matters. And I did not have any of the DLC for 2. And then I told myself I'm not going to play 3 until I got all the DLC for 2.
So
Then
what
I
you're
got-
basically telling me is that the choice that you made that affected the game was not playing the game.
Yes. And I did get all the DLC for 2 and still not play 3. I still have it. Yeah, I need to beat that. But my goal is to beat Andromeda. I mean, beat Mass Effect 3 before I play Andromeda.
Turn in your controller now.
No, can't do it.
It
You gotta
has.
turn in your fucking gamer card, bro.
No, hell no. That is something that I was born with. It was on my birth certificate. It was stamped on.
Well, we're about to race you from time.
That's terrible. That's so terrible. I don't want to be erased from time.
Damn.
I didn't play the game because I was busy playing the other game. Like, what?
I mean, I don't blame him because that'll usually be me. I'm usually the guy who'll just stream to multiplayer and not even care about the campaign. But Mass Effect is the exception for me.
Oh, you might as well just go ahead and play the. Go ahead. Get him, Obi.
If a game has the campaign mode, I will play the campaign once. 9 times out of 10, it's how I actually get to like when I got Call of Duty on PlayStation. When I got PlayStation, I played the campaign mode so I could get used to the controls and the way the gun, you know.
And you're right. That's how I am. But the only exception that I had was Mass Effect 3 because I did not have all the DLC to 2, and I wanted to get that DLC so I can map the story exactly how I want it on 3.
Well, you do know that those decisions don't matter now, right?
Yeah.
I know that, but I still want to beat it and in all its glory.
And it's like, it's basically, what is it, 600 years after Mass Effect?
Yeah, 600 years after Mass Effect. They started their journey the same day right before the Reapers came. And then it's 600, when they got to where they're at, it's 600 years later.
All right, so you don't need to play the story mode. You're good.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It's the principle.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm the type of person that I'll play the story mode as long as the story is good. If it sucks, then I'll stop.
Man, I
Let's
beat
the whole
1
thing.
at least 3 times, and 2 I at least beat 3 times. No, 2 times. So the story on Mass Effect is great, in my opinion.
Well, and
till
the
you get to the third
gameplay and the gameplay is really good too because
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't care how good the story is. If it's poopy gameplay, I'm like done with it. And That's one of the things I can't stand when people are reviewing a game, and then now it's like, oh, what a great story. It's like, yeah, but the gameplay's shit. Like, no, just stop. That's what you watch a gameplay video for, and that's the real reason game companies are trying to crack down on that. Like gameplay videos is like, well, if people watch it, they won't play it. Well, if you had fun gameplay, people still want to play it. That's the thing.
Very true.
So. It definitely is a journey, because let's face it, in Mass Effect 3, our decisions didn't really make a difference. So being a completionist is cool, but don't expect your decisions to do much in 3, sadly. That's really what left people butthurt, man. I still love the game. And
I heard that. Definitely heard that. That's one reason why I was not so quick to jump into the story. I was like, I can wait on it until I got all the DLC.
Yeah, you didn't miss too. I mean, still one of the best series ever made, and 3 would be flawless if it didn't disappoint so much with the way they treated all your decisions. Like,
that's why 2 is still the best.
Yeah, 2 is the peak as far as like the story and characters, but when it comes to like the actual gameplay experience, they got the gameplay perfect, and then the total package with the multiplayer, dude, the replay value, yeah.
Oh yeah, 3 definitely had the biggest replay value. I do agree with that. Even though 2, story wise, hands down, probably is the best, and had a lot of replay in it because the first time you beat it, you're not going to make all the right decisions to where everyone's going to survive. But then once you play it again, that one the second time I played it, I actually had
hold on.
Well, every decision's a right.
My crew survived the first time around.
No, I'm saying even your regular crew, the ones that's been captured, some of them die if you don't get to that ending fast enough. If you don't get to the ending fast enough, some of them die. But if you do it quick enough, if right after your crew gets kidnapped and stuff like that, you go there and you've already done all the loyalty missions, then your actual crew can survive too. And the other crew, the ones that you usually take on missions with you, they survive as well. So that's what I'm saying. I
had one guy die on my crew, and he was an asshole anyway. His name was Pablo. No one really liked him. He was the guy that
Pablo gotta die.
He was the guy that just stood around all the time. He never even worked in a station. He just stood around and did nothing. Like, what are you doing? What am I paying you for? Like, nah, fuck him.
I probably don't remember Pablo. Just like I don't remember Caden Alenko.
That's so terrible. How do you not remember Caden Alenko?
Because he died. He did.
You let him die.
Yes, I did.
You and Ashley.
Look better.
Yeah. Ashley was a cunt, though. She was not thankful at all. Well, thanks for saving me. I hate my life. What? Jesus.
That's why I stuck with Liara.
Liara.
Oh, on just on a side note, the same voice for Caden is the same voice on Knights of the Old Republic. That captain that's with you, that pilot, that's the same voice. Same voice actor.
I'll take it. No, of Couture. Never played it.
You never played Couture?
Oh, God.
I didn't want to pay for it at the time.
Oh.
Then it's all it's free, and I'm like, well,
oh no.
I could join up now, but then there's gonna be everybody that's a higher level than me. It's gonna kind of kill it.
Not Star Wars Online. You think about Star Wars?
Yeah, not the online.
Yeah, what is Star Wars Galaxy? Is that what you're talking about?
No, there's the
BioWare one, and then there's the other one. Yeah. What's
the Old Republic is the online one,
that's the one.
Knights of the Old Republic is the actual one that was Mass Effect before Mass Effect came out.
Yeah, it's basically just how Mass Effect 1 was more RPG than action, and then they progressively became more action oriented. Mm-hmm. Because you could tell, in Mass Effect 1, it's more dice rolling and approximation of the action. You know what I mean? There's some jank in there. KOTOR's that. It's I'm out of range. Wait, I'm still getting hit. What the fuck?
Yep. KOTOR was the base model for Mass Effect, 100%, and Mass Effect took it to a whole nother level because on KOTOR you could either go light or dark side, and there was on KOTOR, the Knights of the Old Republic, the first one, you can have one of your characters kill another one of your characters.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like, you can have the Wookiee kill his best friend Mission, and then he leaves your group after he done killed Mission because you convinced him to kill him.
Damn.
And the story, like, was so intuitive. Like, you really got into the story, and how the main plot twist was something you would never even thought of. I don't want to throw out any spoilers, just in case anybody wants to still play that very, very old game.
Oh yeah, there's people that are still discovering that game. But see, that's more of what makes Mass Effect special, because you would expect that kind of success from a established franchise, a license perhaps, you know, and I know a licensed property could be hit or miss, but a brand new IP to come out of nowhere and just guns blazing. Yeah, they had a template, they had a track record, but Mass Effect brand new and just killed it.
Yeah, but Mass Effect, the first one, did gain slow traction with an audience, and then Mass Effect 2, when everybody started hearing about Mass Effect 1, because you know Mass Effect 1 only came out on Xbox 360 first, and was not on PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
And then it gained a lot of steam, and so it came out on both. Mass Effect 2 came out on both, and that one just, like, they knocked that one out of the park. They revamped the battle system, which I kind of like the first one, the battle system, a little bit better than the second one, but the second one still was amazing. The bionic powers on 2 was definitely amazing. I'm real curious to see how they did Mass Effect Andromeda, just on the battle system alone.
They're split up. You can choose whether you want to do tech powers and bionic powers and soldier powers, or
that actually is real good, because I always used the biotic soldier, to where I was a vanguard all day, every day. I'm coming up with you with the shotgun, blasting you in the face, or hitting you with the shockwave. That was me. That was my favorite thing to do.
So I don't know if you know about Nova. I'm for real. If you don't know about that Nova, it's...
Oh yeah, I know about that Nova.
You better know about that Nova.
Nova.
With a chance to reset too? Yeah, you better know about that Nova.
Oh yeah.
About that Nova life.
Nova was great for taking people out of hiding, like flushing them out. That game is so good. See, Mass Effect, like, I know it seems like we're jerking off Mass Effect, but it's one of the few games, in my opinion, that has a fantastic narrative, characters you actually give a shit about, a wonderful setting, a genre that you barely see explored these days. I don't understand why. Like, everybody's doing zombies and high fantasy, but space is barely done. You got super fun gameplay, and it's a technical showpiece all at the same time. Like, all these pieces perfectly together, you know.
It was worth my life.
It's amazing. Like, it's one of the few times when I read a newspaper article, like, I mean, the New York Times, Forbes were writing articles and treating it like a piece of art, and I'm like, you know what, I'm okay with this, because it deserves all that attention. You know, there's a reason why it's a big deal. But then, you know, when I hear, you know, I know if it's anyone that likes this game, but The Last of Us, people praising that game, I'm like, it's a very basic game. Like, yeah, okay, great story, I'll give it that. I'll watch the movie. But from a gameplay perspective, it didn't really push the envelope at all. Like, and that's the thing that drives me crazy. Like, Mass Effect really, yeah, there's some familiar things in there, but the blend of all the stuff they did is just amazing. Just exploring that world. Like, when you talk about immersive, that was a world that I really escaped to and just really cared about all the different races and the different locations, and I was so invested in that story like nothing else. Like, and I'm a jaded guy, so that's saying something. Like, this day and age, I'm so freaking jaded when it comes to games.
And with that, it actually, like, you will go into the the in-game encyclopedia and actually care about what the different things was telling you.
I read
like,
all the
discover
entries.
something. Yes, I did too. I listened to all the entries. I read all the entries. It was like, this is real interesting. It actually gets you. They put a lot of thought into that universe, into that world.
It's
like
a fully immersive game, and it made you invest. That's why I said it's worth my life because worth my life because you invested so much. It was worth my left, what I had left over. Because it invested you in it so much.
Have you guys ever played Lost Odyssey?
I missed that one.
No, my friend played it.
Me. I was posting this in our Facebook group. It was free. They were celebrating for a month. It was free. See, this is why you guys kill me.
I might have had it on download, but I don't think I.
It wasn't. It was a game with gold though. There was a special promotion. It was hidden in there.
Well, I had no internet for. I was in the dark ages for a while.
You could have gone to like a cafe, asked a friend for their phone, something. Damn. Add it to you. You don't have to be at your Xbox to do it. You can add it through the XboxLive.com website. But
go to Starbucks to get
I didn't know about it.
Well, here's the thing, for those that missed it, that didn't listen to the podcast or read the Facebook posts on the group and the Facebook page, it's making me. I even put it on Twitter. Break my heart. Anyway, if you get it cheap, it's definitely worth it. It's a multi-disc game, and it's an epic saga. And I'm playing this game, and it's kind of a traditional JRPG, right, where there's a lot of like random encounters, and a lot of dialogue, all the usual tropes, and the cutscenes. But the reason I bring it up is I'm playing that, and I'm interested in it. But then at a certain point, I just want to get straight to the action, just get to the next major development, and cut through all the fluff. Mm-hmm. And this is a great game. I'm really digging Lost Odyssey after revisiting for it's been a long time since I originally played it, and I never really got that far. But now that I picked it up, added it, and it's backwards compatibility and all that, I'm like, damn, this was a really good game that a lot of people missed out on. It's basically about people that are immortal and get to live through different generations and all the pain and death they get to see. It's a really great story, and you get some feels, like you get some dream sequences that will tug at your heartstrings. Like there's a scene with the little girl that gets attached to the protagonist, and shit gets really dark, and you're like, damn. But even with that, as emotional as that is, after a certain point, I want to just get on with it. With Mass Effect, you're like really basking in it, and you're looking for more lore. You're looking for more ways to get lost in that world. That's a mark of what I would say. No game is perfect, but if it had to be a game that I think really set the bar high, it's the Mass Effect series, hands down.
Yeah, I'll definitely give you that one.
Yeah, it's very hard for a game to follow up something like that. The first two put a lot of time in it. Rumor has it that this one's going to be more like the first one, where it's not quote unquote open world, so they say. But I don't know. I wouldn't mind another Mass Effect. First one is long, polished and updated.
Yeah. Because
you seem like you had more of an open world experience, and you can explore a little bit more. Which, granted, you could do the same in 2, but Mass Effect, the original one's world seemed like it was a little bit bigger. You had more options too.
They recycled a lot more set pieces, though.
They recycled a lot of the animations and stuff like that, set pieces. But it was still fun to do it. Like, I don't mind that as long as you can get immersed in the world and have fun within the game. If you have those two check marks, then I'm fine.
And no Mako. I know we have something called, I think they call it a Nomad, but as long as it's not like the Mako, we're good.
The Mako was okay.
I'll take the Hammerhead. I will take the Hammerhead over that Mako.
Come on. Poor man. Everybody railed against the Mako. I didn't mind the Mako.
I didn't either.
Shoot. You said you didn't play 2?
You said what?
Did you play 2 or you didn't?
Oh yeah, I beat the hell out of 2.
With the downloadable DLC and everything?
Not with all the DLC, no.
Okay. Did you get the Hammerhead? Did you have the Hammerhead DLC?
I think I have all the DLC now, but I have not played any of the DLC.
That's why. Okay.
But the Mako to me was still fine. Like, of course, it could be improved.
Okay.
That's not my argument. That's not my argument that it cannot be improved. But I'm just saying, for what it was when you played it, it was okay. It was not no train wreck.
I will break it down. Yeah, you're right. But I will break it down to you like, if the Mako is James Bond's Aston Martin, excuse me, if the Hammerhead is James Bond's Aston Martin, the Mako is.
You said what now? You was breaking up.
If the Hammerhead is the Aston Martin that James Bond has, then that would make the Mako the car that Mr. Bean has.
I can't say that. I won't.
I can't, and I did, and I will just say it.
Well, I want to say, since Beard is not here, and if you're listening, Taylor, you just take some notes, and you could share your thoughts, because he's pretty certain that this Mass Effect is gonna be disappointing because they lost their original creative team. But I see that, but they're starting off brand new. They have a template. It's really hard to fuck up a formula as good as this is. Take what worked and just build upon it. Like you had to be a phenomenal fuck up to mess this up. I'm sorry. It may not be the strongest story in the series, but let's go back into that world, romance some aliens, just explore things, chill in the alien bar. I'm good with that.
They still can fuck it up, just like how they fucked up Halo. I will say that.
5 wasn't that bad. It could have been a lot worse.
2 was the best Halo, and it went downhill from there. Why did you take out dual wielding?
Yeah, I feel you.
Because after using the Spartan laser, Master Chief's arms couldn't handle it.
Well, I hate to say it, as much as I really dig Halo, I'm not into it like I am with Mass Effect. Like I know some people are really into the Halo lore. That's not me.
Nah, I'm not either.
I don't
Halo the lore used to be on point.
Yeah, it used to be.
But now it's like it's so it seems like they're digging for enemies.
They are.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that expansive of a universe. Like, mind you, even playing like Halo Wars 2, like some of the little nuggets of lore they throw in there made me curious, but it doesn't get me as hyped as Mass Effect. It's a whole different level. And I know some people are really big on Halo and they read the novels and stuff. That's the thing, for Halo lore, you really gotta dig for it and go into the expanded universe. Like, if your core thing doesn't attract me enough, I don't want to consume it in other ways. Like, oh yeah, you'll learn more, you'll understand it and appreciate it more if you read the books. Like, really? The fuck?
I mean, I don't mind reading the book, but it's like I shouldn't have to read a book to get everything. The book should be a secondary option. Like, okay, so if you like this,
I shouldn't have to read the book to get interested.
Exactly.
That's the problem with it. I mean, Halo up until Halo 3, you was invested in the story a little bit, but then after that, after Bungie stopped making Halo, that's when the story started going left.
Well, 343 when they made Halo 4, it wasn't bad, and I think the last game that Bungie was involved in was Halo Reach, which. Yeah, it was already written, but that story was on point.
Yeah, but that's what my point. Like, if Halo 4 was only okay with 343, like Reach, Halo 1, 2, 3, and ODST all had it. It made you feel that conflict between the Covenant and the humans. Like,
especially ODST.
Yes, because ODST put you in a whole different ball game. You was just a regular human. You was just a shock troop, a dropship, and you didn't have that Spartan armor with the shield and all that stuff. Like, you died so fast in ODST, it was ridiculous.
You were a hell jumper. Orbital drop shock trooper.
Yeah, orbital drop shock trooper. Yeah, orbital dropship shock trooper. And they were beasts, but they were still human.
He didn't
Like,
drop
they
in a
was-
ship. He dropped in a pod. Feet first
Yeah.
into hell. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, obviously we know who my favorite
Well, I also want to say, by the way, like, because people give shit to 343, like, for messing up the series. They're doing a good job with what they had to work with. Let's be
they're
honest,
doing
like,
okay. They're doing okay. They're not on the level of Bungie.
but see,
they're-
Bungie isn't even that good. We're romanticizing
I
it a
wouldn't-
lot because
I wouldn't give Bungie credit right now.
Bungie
They,
has not proven themselves as good storytellers. Just look at Destiny.
yeah.
Every
Okay,
game that
that's-
Bungie has under their belt, you are a forgettable hero. I hate to say it. Master Chief is Bro Force, is Bro Man, is Soldier 69, is 67, whatever. He's just
76.
76, whatever number you want to throw. That's what I'm saying. It's so arbitrary. It doesn't matter.
But you still felt for Master Chief and stuff like that. How the story of how Bungie did Halo. That's the best story they have now. Destiny, it has a lot of holes. It had a lot of holes.
They didn't even have
But
time
they
to
was-
explain why they didn't have time to explain.
Exactly. They had it to where that it was just a shell, and it was like, okay, we're just gonna add a whole bunch of DLC, and that's not I won't say that's Bungie's fault, but that's the producer's fault to try to keep on tacking to want to extend the game to try to make more money off of it by DLC, and that's the problem with them not trying to make a good story. Now that's where we circle back to Mass Effect, to where they had a complete story, and then they added stuff into there, and then that stuff that added into the DLC tied into the next game to where it affect what happens.
Yeah.
True.
And that's the thing, like, when you look at the gravitas of the decisions in Mass Effect, you feel invested in the experience and the characters. You care about them. Like Bungie as they are right now, unless they hire new creative people. Hi Bungie, I'm available if you need a writer.
I know, right?
A creative director. But and I have experience, I'm not saying I'm like the best in the field, but I could do a better job than these guys. When it comes to world building and character development, they just now the gameplay, like the way guns handle in Bungie games, the multiplayer, they know what they're doing there,
They ain't on point with that.
Yeah. The sad thing is, I think they try and cover it up with their all-star voice cast, which is nothing wrong with that, but you need a lot more than voices to carry your story.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I hate the where the money's thrown. Like, pay the writers more. Like, writers, the shit that people get paid. I got it the other day. I put a bid on a project, and this guy offered me $250 to write him an ebook. That's chump change. I found that laughable. And then I'm like, looking at the marketplace. This is what I deal with all the time. But this happens a lot. People really undervalue creative. But that's like the foundation of a lot of content, especially a video game. If you don't have good creative direction, like, it just feels like it just has no soul. You could tell when a game has a soul. You could feel it when you experience it. And you could tell when a game is just by the numbers. It's like, all right, we got an Asian person, a black person, a Latino, a white guy, all right, and then, let's do some lesbian stuff here so we get the LGBT. Like, they're just checking off boxes, It's not authentic, and it's not just thematically, like, looking at it. It's just every element that you can tie into creative, and, kind of crazy. But Mass Effect, man, I'm so excited about it. But we derailed because we went from Ghost Recon Wildlands. Yeah, you were saying the next month would be a huge month. So Mass Effect is one of the games, and Wildlands is the other.
Move out March.
So Wildlands. Obviously, you guys are excited about Mass Effect. What about Wildlands? What do you think so far?
I think that it feels like
quick impressions, real quick.
It's good. It's better than Division, in my opinion.
Okay. Okay. That's a strong statement.
I think because I haven't played Wildlands yet, I'm actually downloading the beta now. I'm at 55%. But from what I've researched on Wildlands, is what I wanted the Division 2 be as far as co-op, you know. But
Yeah.
I think Wildlands is definitely going to be a better approach to that. Now, the Division, it's its own how its own world is, and it definitely has gotten better. But I am definitely interested to see how Ghost Recon is taking this new direction from what it used to be. Like, you know, I'm playing level 1, playing level 2, and all that crap like that. To how it you know what it reminds me of how Metal Gear Solid went from what it was to open world.
Yeah,
And they
that's
definitely did. Like, they definitely did a good job with that. So I'm curious to see how Ubisoft is going to do Wildlands.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because Wildlands is not replacing the Division for me. I don't even see them as competing games, but I can see where people are going to make the comparison. And I definitely believe that this is the game people wanted the Division to be, because let's just face it, people they don't get the difference between an MMORPG, you know, an RPG game. A game is first an RPG and then an action shooter, whereas Wildlands is more action shooter, and there's not really any RPG element in there. Like, this little traces, skill leveling up system, but it comes down to just teamwork and just, you know, being smart. You know, it's not about gear and all that shit. You know, the Division is not for everyone. It's a lot more of a grind. And Wildlands is more tactical. So it's a whole different thing. I mean, Division is tactical too, but again, it still comes down to gear, and people didn't like that. But the open world aspect, I think, can make or break this game. Because I already see potential. You know, if you have some asshole friends, like, this is gonna end friendships. People running over you with a vehicle and not reviving you, or you're trying to go in stealthy and they just go in all loud. Like, this is the kind of shit people are already dealing with.
This motherfucker!
Dude, like, yeah, it's so, like, the open world part is cool. Like, it has, like, this very sandbox experience, and of course everybody's gonna say, "Oh, GTA," but with the Ghost Recon skin. Yeah, okay, that might be fair. But I'm excited about it. I love Ghost Recon. But I do have my concerns. I'm a big Ghost Recon guy, but I do have some concerns. I'm hoping there's a few things they address. Warchild, do you like the open world aspect, or?
I like that better. That's why I say it's going to replace the Division. Division just felt so. It was open world, but it felt so boxed in. It's like, okay, you're in this city and you can't leave. You're stuck here. And I thought it was supposed to be bigger than that. Granted, there were several things in the trailer that you saw that was supposed to be in the game, but they took it away. But still, it's like you feel so limited, especially with the enemies you have. You know, they're leveled, whereas enemies in this game, you've got your heavies and everything. You don't know when they're going to show up. It breaks the mold and it shakes up the expectations. You don't know what's going to happen. Now, granted, you are going to have a you know, for lack of a better description, your quote unquote wanted meter, because you do have Unidad soldiers that are trying to track you down. But you know, it's the same concept. It's like the higher your wanted meter, the heavier the soldiers are going to get, and you know, I like that better. I like games that are predictable. That's why I think I like, and y'all are gonna hate me for saying this, but I like the Elder Scrolls series as a standalone better than Elder Scrolls Online. Now, granted, I'm gonna try and get back on Elder Scrolls, but it's less predictable, because I could walk around one day and have a troll come out of nowhere, and I'm in like a low-level zone.
See, but you just actually ruined your own case, because you know what's different between Elder Scrolls series and Elder Scrolls Online? One has multiplayer, one doesn't, and there's a reason for
You're
that.
right, but at the same time, that's what I'm saying, is because as a whole, because excuse me, not the multiplayer aspect, the single player aspect as a whole, because it's unpredictable, whereas the multiplayer aspect is extremely predictable. That's why I couldn't get into it. That's why I couldn't really get into World of Warcraft too much, because you always patrol the same area. You always had to fight the same enemies. The enemies were the same level. You couldn't explore too much.
Yeah, because it's a mastery game. That's the whole point of it. It's mastery. That's why it's the repetition. You know, so like, you know, I always see there's like I kind of look at the fuzzy logic of there's a spectrum, and on one end you have sandbox, and on the other end you have mastery, and they're on opposite ends because they can't exist at the same time. You know, they could be a blend of both worlds, but never 100% of each, right? Because RNG, by nature, it makes it so that, you know, you can't have that much structure. So if you don't have that much structure, that means people are going to end up trolling and goofing around. So I hope they lean a little more towards the structure. I like the random. I like the RNG, right? I like the unpredictability. But without enough structure to accompany that and the kind of guided, it needs to be a little guided. It needs to be a little more clear about the objectives. I know they're there, but it was clear when new people joined our party and it wasn't clicking with them, or, you know, the objectives weren't compelling enough, or the structured experience wasn't compelling enough to them, that they just wanted to do goofy things like drive off of cliffs and run us over, you know, or alert the Unidad. I see that becoming even worse as the game gets more popular. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and I get it. Like, I mean, you can keep
that's
it.
To be expected.
Yeah, but you can mitigate those effects. That's you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, it right now the way it is, it's kind of feeding more sandbox mentality, goof around mentality. It's deviating a lot from what Ghost Recon used to be.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing right now.
Well, the way you feel about Ghost Recon, because like I said, like I told you, the first one I've ever played. And the way you feel about Ghost Recon is the same way I feel about Skyrim and Elder Scrolls Online, or Skyrim, Morrowind, so on and so forth, because I came up in the Elder Scrolls based on Morrowind. You know, I missed Redguard and Daggerfall, but you know, I came in on the first person / third person aspect of it, and once again I liked it because it's unpredictable. And I see what you're saying as far as somebody that's probably going to deviate from the actual purpose of the game, and they're going to go do whatever they want. But me, I'm more so the guy that goes, like, well, they're telling me I have to go right, but what's to the left? And I did that once in Skyrim, and there's like, you see the smoldering remains of a house or a cottage or something, because, you know, it's a foreshadowing of dragons. It's like the dragons are there. You can't see them yet because you're low level, but they're there. So it makes you wonder what else you can find. You know, just like I did the same thing in Lineage 2. Because when I was playing Lineage 2, I was doing it on the free server, and the leveling up was different. So it made me more curious because I could travel a lot farther in game and not have to worry about getting caught up in the whole level cap thing. And they had some really cool stuff in there.
Trust me, I like anything that'll keep a game fresh and boost replay value. I'm just saying it needs to be those complementary features to make sure that it's still, the core experience is still there. Like, reward exploration, have the random encounters. That's great because it makes the world feel alive. But, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that one, too, because when I played, for instance, the first one of the Bethesda games I played besides Oblivion was Fallout 3. And I made the mistake of, when I came out of the vault, I passed Megaton. Didn't even go to Megaton. I went further south, and the first thing I encountered was some fucking fire ants that burned the hell out of me. And I was like, yo, what in the mess was that?
Oh, wait, did you go to that town that was...
no, Megaton?
Took over? No, I'm saying...
No, you went to the fire ant town.
Yeah, it was like that town that was taken over by fire ants. Wasn't it someone was using mind control or some crap to control them?
Yeah, the mission was called They. It was based on... I
don't know what town it was. All I know is I got burned up on the side of the street.
Oh my
That's
God.
all I know. That's all I know. But like WarChild was saying, the exploration aspect. I think people will play play Ghost Recon right, a lot of people will, especially those who want to actually get the full experience of the game, depending on who you play with. Especially like if you're playing with your friends, you might bullshit around, but then again, you might go into it like, okay, I'm going to like we're going to do it this way because it has the tools in there for you to actually like look at the level. I mean, look at the place and stuff like that. Find a way to sneak in, take out the target, or whatever the case may be. Or you can do it where you can go in guns blazing, where y'all have a plan, just like how you can do Metal Gear Solid. You know, you can either Metal Gear Solid 5, you can go in there with a freaking mech and start tearing up the side of the base and kill everybody in there, or you can go there, sneak, choke everybody out, and put a Fulton on them and carry them off in a balloon. Like, it's really that's the aspect of Ghost Recon that I think I'm going to like is how you approach it versus like this is how you're supposed to approach it, and then now you can say, okay, me and my friends are going to approach it this way, or we're going to make a distract. Like these two people are going to make a distraction over here while we sneak in on this end and take out the crime lord, and then all of us escape on the freaking helicopter.
Yeah,
I mean,
the more unique an experience you can allow gamers to choose from, the more freedom you can give. Now, granted, you do have the limitation of servers. Still, it's like give more of a choice instead of telling everybody they have to do this.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Choice is great, but when you give people a lot of bad choices, it actually takes away from the experience. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Like Division is one of my favorite examples. Like, yeah, you can customize your character, but all your faces are derp faces. So it's like everybody is either the
What faces? You only had like three.
The angry black guy or the serious Asian guy.
yeah. Because all the other ones look terrible. It's like
Oh my god.
What were they
They
thinking?
didn't even have dreadlocks in there. And I was like,
I guess the Asian girl's
That's-
okay, but it's
That's
you know.
the same thing with Dark Souls. The first Dark Souls, they had terrible face choices. Oh my god, they had such terrible face choices.
Yeah, and that's more of an arbitrary thing, right? That's not gonna really kill the experience that take you that out of it, but so that kind of design logic bleeds into other aspects. That's something you kind of have to watch out for. But we should move on because I know Obi's aching to catch us up on what's been going on his side of the world. But we are excited for Mass Effect and Ghost Recon Wildlands. I honestly, if I can't buy any other games this year, I'll be happy with those two games. I'm just saying straight up. Especially since money is tight, so like I'm like, hey,
and that the truth.
Mass Effect and Wildlands, I'm stuck with that for the rest of it. Plus my backlog, I'm good. More than good. Okay.
Yep.
Obi said give him a little bit.
My only problem, quick thing.
Right.
In Wildlands, the windshields don't shatter and you can't shoot through cars.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to change that because I mean this is a beta, so they might update that. I hope.
And one more thing, the Ubisoft content you could buy for the beta, hopefully that'll transfer over to the actual game. But I have yet to see my two guns that I'm supposed to be in here. I'm waiting on my G36. And I bought out the Ubisoft website with the Ubisoft points. So, yeah, there's that.
It might be on the regular game because again, this is a beta and stuff like that. So I would hope and pray that they put it in the regular game.
Oh yeah,
because
well, we're gonna have the Geeky Antics task force too. By the way, just want to make sure I put that out there. So
I was wondering about that. Cool.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
I'm definitely going to try to be a bigger part of the Geeky Antics network, especially getting back into the ESO online. I need WarChild to just give it to level 10. Jump into Cyrodiil. That's what Yogi. That's what I've been trying to tell WarChild. Just jump into Cyrodiil. Just get enough to get into Cyrodiil, and it will totally change his perspective. On
You want to talk about unpredictable? Woo,
dude.
Yeah, that Cyrodiil is a whole other thing. That's why, you mentioned that that's why I'm kind of disappointed with For Honor, because it's like I like For Honor a lot, but it's like I could play Elder Scrolls Online PvP and get a close enough experience. That's good enough. And a lot of people say that's not even comparable. It's like it's close enough for now at least.
I can't agree with you on that.
No,
I can't.
Look, I'm a cheap bastard. If something is close enough to another thing, I'm not gonna buy it again.
That's two totally different things, though. You got ESO where you can fly across the freaking screen and with a dragon leap and knock everybody out, versus For Honor where you have to plan your attack. Like, okay, I gotta position my sword this way so I can block this.
No, you gotta plan the ESO too. You can't just go barging in. The big difference is you have a lot more finer.
The big difference is everything else.
No, finer control over the individual character. Dude, what I'm saying though, if I want an epic battle, like where I'm in a fantasy kind of setting, and I'm just like, Elder Scrolls Online scratches that itch. I can't see,
Dude.
I'm sorry, I can't see dropping $65 on For Honor right now. That's a fair statement.
Amazon Prime.
Okay, yeah, you don't want to drop $60. Got you. Totally understand. I'm 100% with you on that. But to say that it scratches the same no, it doesn't. The only similarity is that they got medieval. That's it. Everything else, like on For Honor.
So you're telling me you know what scratches my itch? You know what scratches my itch better than I do? Is that what you're saying too?
They throw fireballs.
No, it really grinds my gears.
They throw fireballs.
There's
magic. There's no magic in For Honor.
I get that. Well, technically there is, because they got the
same thing.
They got the freaking feats, and some of them are bullshit. Let's be honest.
No, I can't agree.
That's fine. You don't have to agree, but that's why it's my opinion.
It's not the same thing. It's not. Your opinion is crap. It's poopy. It's
chocolate and caramel are two separate candies, but they both melt in your mouth. That's what I'm saying.
Unless you're eating a Milky Way or a Snickers.
Yeah, and one of them definitely has nuts.
No, nothing wrong with nuts either.
That's what she said.
But that's my thoughts on that.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll have more after these messages.
Tukah's really passionate about it. Me too.
Yeah, so I can. Oh
Did you buy For Honor? Is that what it is?
Oh,
did you buy it?
No, but I do research on everything gaming and geek wise. I do my research before I decide to buy anything. Yeah. So I know a lot about For Honor. I knew about like when they announced it at E3.
Did you play the beta, Tukah? Let me ask you that. Did you play the beta?
Nope, I didn't. I didn't play the beta. I followed For Honor very, very closely.
I see, but because you didn't experience it. When I played it, the first thing I thought was this really feels a lot when we will do raids on Elder Scrolls Online. And that's all I was saying. And you're saying I'm wrong for feeling that. It made me miss that. Right.
All right, I get you the feel of doing raids on ESO, taking over land and stuff like that. But for me, I know I already know it's going to give me two totally different feel as far as gameplay wise. Now, error wise, like where the setting will give me a similar feel because it's like more so medieval. But like as far as like a tactical fighter, which is For Honor is more tactical versus ESO, where it's more where you can actually zerg on that one.
Yeah, well, as I said, the gameplay styles are not pound for pound the same or even congruent. I never said they were.
No. They just have a same feel of like the era, the era that they're in. But as far as like the gameplay wise and stuff like that, I see it as two totally different feels because, like, I will play ESO for a totally different reason. Why? Like, I will squad up with Geeky Antics and we go raid these castles and try to take back our land and try to get back on the leaderboard so I can become, the emperor for this session or something like that. Now, For Honor is more that you trying that one-on-one combat and you just with you and a couple of your friends, just doing doing a few levels. It gives me more of a like a Halo 4 versus 4 squad feel versus a more like a Battlegrounds on World of Warcraft feel that ESO gives me.
On a side note, why is it so hard to make a game where when you shoot a chicken, the chicken doesn't explode?
Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier. But yeah, the long story short, you go on Elder Scrolls Online, our guild's always doing something on there. I'm purposely avoiding that game because this is just a time sink right now. I can't afford to get lost in that world.
See, he married everybody in his guild and then left them. He's a deadbeat husband or wife. No, he was a female on there. He's a deadbeat wife.
He's a chauvinistic female.
I gladly passed the reins on to my brother. I was like, "Yep, you can have this. This is too much
He's a
work."
home wrecker.
Like, it just got too involved. Like, but as a player, you just get to have fun. But if you're like running stuff, like MMOs, they can get really crazy with the spreadsheets and calculations and all that crap, and meetings. I mean, my brother came to visit me just to have a meeting about the state of affairs on the Elder Scrolls Online game. Like,
your brother is and still is and forever will be heavy in ESO. That dude was in there.
Yeah.
That case, you might as well just go ahead and break the book out and go old school D&D.
He loves Elder Scrolls. Like, his brother loves. He said he doesn't need another game to play. I remember him saying that. And
he's never played.
Really good.
He doesn't play any other games. Like before Elder Scrolls Online, he had a Wii just because it was like the thing to do, and it was kind of like entertain guests. And then before that, the only real gaming he did was maybe if he was drinking and then it was like at a Dave & Buster's or a barcade type of thing, just to goof around. But like before that, 16-bit era, that's the last time me and him ever gamed together really. Like, it's not really his thing, unless he's drunk. And it's like, oh well, it's already here, and Rock Band, everybody plays that. He's not a gamer at all. He didn't even know about the Elder Scrolls series before Elder Scrolls Online.
He is a beast. That I will tell you that he is a complete beast.
Yeah.
He's good with that Nightblade. What, he has Nightblade? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's he's committed to it. I give him that. But Elder Scrolls Online is really good, man. Like, it's.
I don't know why you started to sound like a fiend a little bit, Yogi. You're like, he's committed. Give him that. Give him that. Wish I was back in the horse.
Because he guilts me, like, he's mad at me right now. Like, we're not really talking because I'm not playing the game. Like, but dude, like, I don't have fun with it when. Because he's the kind of person that sucks the fun out of stuff. Like, it has to be very, very structured, and like, he's the guy that. If he was a nerd, he'd be like, all right, let's take out the calculators. All right, you're about 0.045 percent below where you need to be right now with your gear load. If we run a perpetual test and maybe carry the one and triangulate and then extrapolate the data properly, and then we could get the parabola just where it needs to be. Like, the fuck are you talking about? That's him.
I already don't want to play now.
No, he won't do that to you. But like,
do that to Yogi.
Yeah, to me. Like, that's the stuff I have to deal with because I'm a leader in the guild.
And it's because you're family too.
Yeah, and I'm family.
Yeah.
Family, you're always rough with your family. Families are the worst critics. But just jump into the game for fun. Like, it's a good time. It's just like when end game content is just hardcore.
Oh my god, it's great. So, WarChild, just get to level 10. Just come, because I got a character that's right there along level with you. Let's just get to level 10, and I'll just show you Cyrodiil, and you'll see where you go from there.
Yeah, and most of the activities will scale you. So
Don't do it.
And make no promises, especially with March coming around.
Don't do it.
There's a voice telling me not to do something. I should listen to the voice.
No, tell that voice to go back.
Son.
see, Obi's telling you not to do it, but that's unfair.
In my head, data.
Obi got Chris
Let
from
the
the gaming.
hate flow through you.
I'll tell you, Obi got Chris from the Gaming Death podcast into WoW. Played with him once and never played with him again. So
That's because I stopped playing. Like,
that's fine.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
But we still have a guild of over 300 people still playing Elder Scrolls Online. So
congratulations.
there's still people. There will always be someone from the Geeky Antics Guild on Elder Scrolls Online Xbox One to play with. That's what I'm saying. It just may not be me.
At this point, it will not be you.
Because I have no willpower. It's like holding a freaking can of Pringles in front of me and telling me you can only have one. Well, fuck that. Give me that shit.
That's some shit that I would say. You can only have one, man. I know these are the loaded baked potatoes, but you can only have one.
Oh, those are good too.
I just found a glitch. Oh man, they're trying to walk underwater. They're like Jesus walking. I'm gonna see if I can upload it. Hang on.
By the way, quick plug, since we're already halfway into the more than halfway into the show. Make sure you listen over geekyantits.net /podcasts. We have a new show, Hunnick Outcast. They do like throwbacks and like film review and all kinds of cool stuff. Good show. Make sure you listen to that. And we're getting a lot of movie and TV and film type of stuff now. It's cool. We should get some crossover shows up going now. And of course, Gaming Death podcast, which I just mentioned. We get the B Team podcast. They just did episode 404. Get it? E404 error 404. They got a lot of great shows.
What movie is that from? Anybody? Ha ha.
That's
Coming to America.
Yes.
I know I was thinking Mel Brooks.
Yeah. I couldn't pin it. Oh, and then last but not least, Worst Radio Show. They've been doing a lot of good stuff and talking a lot about Destiny. So if you got the itch to talk about that, in fact, Kevin is the main coordinator for DestinyCon. So if you're really big on Destiny, first I say sorry to you, and second, check out
Your apology will not be accepted.
Like, if you're into Destiny, sorry to hear that. You need help. But other than that, go ahead and check it out. If you
gotta do a dragon dash on ESO, you gotta get level 10. Level.
No, I'm just saying what Yogi said. I like Destiny. Destiny is actually.
I'll buy you the coloring book that's gonna come out soon.
I rag on Destiny. I love the community and I love the game. I just can't support it financially.
You're gonna give me a coloring book and crayons and all that other bullshit that you think us kids like?
Of course, little Susie. Of course.
Shut your mouth, boy.
I'm dying. I'm down. Pimp down. Pimping the stress.
So before Obi shares the news with us, let's run through the news real quick so we have a good sense of where we're at with this stuff. Actually, how long are you thinking it'll be, Obi?
Oh, I could probably get through everything in, 10 minutes. It's not that long. It's basically to let everybody know what's going on. And
just trying to budget us a little bit here. All right. So, Obi. So, before we jump into the news and our Unicorn Poopie Awards, yes, we're still doing those. Huge announcement that we got some changes coming to the network. And part of it does involve Obi. But it's been a long time in the making. Priorities are changing, and the vision is changing. We're even thinking about rebranding this show and launching new shows and doing some other things, consolidating other efforts. So there's a lot of things coming. If you actually go to geekyantics.net /blog, you can see kind of behind the scenes of what's going on with the network and what we're trying to get done. But Obi, what's been going on your side?
So, you guys I haven't been here in a while. Some of you guys know why, some of you don't. But myself, Fatal Blades, you guys know him, Oolong. We have started an esports, an esports organization. Well, getting all the stuff that now I don't. For all those people that say, "Oh my God, this is so much work," they're not lying. Because this is more work than I've ever thought it would be. just on the side of trying to talk to sponsors, going to events, going to, just the amount of just everything you have to have for everything is just crazy. But with that being said, this is either this show or next show will be the last show for HorsePLAY with me. Just because I'm so like Yogi said, priorities change, and it's one of those things where I have to decide: do I want to stay up late, or do I want to try to get a better schedule to where I can get up at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning and actually, call sponsors, emails, do whatever I need to do. And then of course be a dad too. So, you guys all know Cam, and he's actually excited now that I'm actually doing more, and he gets to go to Anaheim when we go to Anaheim in June, which his mom's going to come. I know why she's going. She's going shopping. And then of course we're going to Dallas in a couple weeks. We did go to Atlanta. I did try to see Yogi, but his place was a little hectic at the time we were down in Atlanta, so we didn't get to do that. But all around, it's just been crazy. And of course, I want to let you guys know, for me, not just somebody saying, well, he'll be back, and then nobody knows when. So, but I will be periodically, making appearances on HorsePLAY or other shows on the network, just because I'm not leaving Geeky Antics, guys. I'm not leaving. It's just my priorities have changed when it comes to podcasts, and then other things that I have to do, just because time frames might not mesh. But I'm still here, guys. I'm not leaving. See you fuckers, I'm gone. No, I'm not doing none of that. Just taking the extra day or extra time that it takes to do everything I have to do. So, but if anybody does have any questions, you guys can DM me. Of course, TSCOB1 on Twitter, and then you guys make sure you follow the Top Star stuff too, because we're actually going to Dallas, which is going to be one of those. If we do good, it will be one of those things where we big sponsors. You guys will hear a lot more from Top Star Esports. You guys have any questions that are on the show here?
I knew you were going to stay. Once a geek, always a geek.
Like I said, I'm not going to leave. I'm never going to leave Geeky Antics. I know here in the near future, we have other shows that we want to actually get started, especially like the esports podcast that's going to come back up and everything. We're going to be doing more.
I have a question. What game are you, is your esports team doing?
Currently, right now, it's just Call of Duty, but we're actually getting into the mix to where if I can find a group of Rainbow Six Siege guys, we're going to get a Rainbow Six Siege team. We're going to get, depending on how much it actually, booms the market, actually, we're going to be looking into Rocket League. We're going to be looking into Gears of War, a whole bunch of different games that we can get started in. But right now, it's just Call of Duty.
Also, he's seriously got a hardcore esports team as far.
Who?
Farm Sim.
Oh, you cut off just as you got to the punchline. That's Farm Sim.
Yeah.
Hardcore growers.
He should have said Cooking Mama. He said we got a large Cooking Mama team.
That could actually work, believe it or not.
Oh no.
Obi, another question. How many people do you have in your esports team as of right now?
Right now we have just the actual players. We are going to be looking. We're under discussions right now with some content creators and other positions like that. But it's basically, if this is something that I guess shameless plug for me. But if it's something if anybody's interested in that it's one of their passions or something they might want to get into, we're always looking for extra extra helping hands that can do several things besides just, play a game or just whatever.
Mr. Juan, over here, please. I have a question. Warchild with Geeky Antics News Network. Yes.
Friends for all.
Thank you. Just out of curiosity, who do you think is?
Sorry, sir, you cut off.
Who is your best player in your league, sir?
No questions for you.
I don't
categorize
my players like who's the best, who's the shittiest, or however you want to say it. The team as a whole is pretty strong. We have a couple of new players that's come on that's really excited about the whole thing and willing to not only get themselves better but get the team better as a whole, because that's ultimately the real goal, which is to actually get the team the team better. So I'm not going to really categorize who's the best on the team.
Fair enough.
The most well-rounded.
Yes, it's called a team, Warchild, a team. There's no I in team.
But there is me. So
actually, there is an I. You got to look inside the A. And me too.
Wow.
You
Anyway,
neither. You're not on the team, and I am on team. So then I ain't on the goddamn team.
What?
Right. Wow.
What?
Who's
Let the man speak.
Anyway.
Hey, random thought.
Passionate.
Oh my god.
Has anybody ever gotten into like Archie comics, perhaps when they were young?
Yes.
I remember seeing them in the Sunday paper.
Saw them, but did not read them.
How about Sabrina the Teenage Witch or any of those spin-offs? Josie and the
I remember
Pussycats?
the TV show.
Okay, that's good. There's a show that Chip Sella from the B Team recommended. It's Riverdale, and it's based, loosely on Archie comics. It's like the darker side of Archie, and it's actually pretty good. So,
And the real Riverdale.
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 It ain't the real Riverdale.
Nothing. Ain't got nothing on this Riverdale over here.
Gangster.
But yeah, check just a little quick recommendation. But anyway, let's move on to the news, and hopefully we can knock out a few more Unicorn Poopies. I actually kind of wanted to not do too many of the Poopies because I know Beard wants to be part of this, every last one of them. That's the inside joke, I guess. Anyway. He was giving me a hard time because I added a couple more categories. I think, boo-ah. He's the only one to notice it.
So no one knows about the joke that I got it from the I in on the team and you in the team. That's classic red versus blue. I'm surprised none of y'all caught that.
I'm actually not a big Rooster Teeth guy. Sorry.
Oh my god, you suck.
No,
I stopped watching Red vs. Blue after a while.
I think they got overrated.
It was in It was in the second season. Yeah, the second season of Red vs. Blue.
Like, I watched Red vs. Blue, but it's like I never jerked off to it like a lot of people do. Yeah. I tried. I had the loop out, and it just didn't do it for me.
That's so terrible. They have a pill.
He realized it was tingling, and he's like, "This is burning. This is not cool."
The pill. You gotta seek medical help after 3 hours.
And I'm scared of that. Oof.
He wasn't using the pill. He didn't even get a chance to start. Sitting there.
Speaking of awkward things, we should probably talk about revisit the PewDiePie thing. But before we talk about PewDiePie, I have a feeling it's going to start another bunch of tangents, and we'll go off on that. So we're going to put that in our pocket. But I wanted to mention Anime Month on Xbox Live. You get Fairy Tail Season 1 for free, and Seasons 1, 2, and 3 for $5, which is a really good deal. And they also have they have another anime for free there. Oh, what's the other one they were doing? I can't remember now. But Fairy Tail, that's all that really matters. You should go get that's free.
Dragon Ball Z Super.
Was that free too? Oh, thank you. They have pretty much every anime game on sale for I think the entire month, including Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, which is actually really, really good.
Yeah, I played a little bit of that. That one's actually is a good one. It made me want to rewatch some of the episodes.
Yeah.
And leading up to that game, because a lot of people rail against it, especially the English version. But the Japanese version of the anime was really good. It had better dialogue and everything, even though you got to read subtitles. But Naruto doesn't make your head want to split when he speaks.
Oh, believe that?
Yeah.
That's
believe
my way
it.
as a ninja.
It's supposed to be that's my way of as a ninja.
Yeah. Well, it's actually datebayo is like a nervous tick. It's kind of because I asked my friend, he's Japanese, and it's kind of like a nonsensical thing, kind of like It doesn't really mean anything. It's just when people sub it, they just translate it to whatever they feel makes sense in the context.
Well, I still like that better than
Believe it!
Yeah, because, like he was saying, like, don't believe it. Data bio did not mean anything. It's like, just, like...
Because his mom has a nervous tick, too, remember? Whenever she would talk, she had, like, a weird thing she would repeat at the end of the sentences.
Yeah.
So, like, he gets that from her, like...
It could be like a... what do you call it? Kind of like a drawl or something. It's like what was the name of that? Azumega Daioh. There was a girl that was from Osaka, and she's really, really country, and she spoke with a different dialect than a drawl. So maybe it could be like that too. Yeah,
there's been a whole bunch of explanations, and they never really gave an official reply. But it's basically filler. That's basically the long story short.
I compared to when I was in college, the natives that was there in the local area around the college. They used to, like, when you asked them something, they was like, what you having to there, Paul? They sound country, but they was Indians, and they look Mexican. So I don't know what was up with that. And the one time I went to the caf, and I was like, okay, I was looking at the menu, and they literally said to me, this is the first thing I've ever heard from Columbia Indian. It was like, what do you have in that, Paul? I was like, what? I was like, what do you have in that, Paul? I was like, the chicken sandwich. Shine, Daddy, shine. I was like, what? Shine what? What's gold? Like, so that I compare Data Bio to Shine, Daddy.
Yeah.
What about combo?
Oh, that was the Arabs at NC State. My brother went to Subway, and he was like, yeah, I would like to have, the chicken teriyaki. And it was like, combo? He was like, combo. He's like, no, combo. No, combo. like, really? Like, you gonna ask combo? I swear. Like, that's some of the funniest stuff I've ever heard. My brother would just come up to me and be like, combo? I was like, no, combo. No, combo. And then when I want a combo, I'll be like, shine, Daddy, shine. Yeah, combo, shine.
Crazy. What else we got real quick? Nintendo is discontinuing the production on NES Mini, apparently. I don't know why. People still want those things for whatever reason.
Meh.
And this goes back to what we said last week, that look, we love Nintendo, we love the games they make, but man, from a business perspective, they're dummies. Like,
terrible.
It makes no sense. Speaking of things that make no sense, Steam Greenlight, we were talking about this for a long time, that how they're going to get rid of it. They finally got rid of it, and I know.
So
Greenlight, what's...
Greenlight?
It gives indie games a chance to actually be noticed and get voted on and, get out there.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It was
now.
the community-curated way to determine if a game should be allowed to go on the Steam Marketplace, right? And
Greenlight... It's like the equivalent of what's that bookstore that closed down? Was it Books A Million? I think because Books A Million would give small artists a chance, and they would actually push their books in the store. But once they closed down, I mean, they mainly were eaten up by like Barnes and Noble and everybody else.
Books A Million was great.
I know would cause them to come to that decision. It was that one gaming company that just kept on spewing out clones of their games, basically just terrible skins of their games. I forgot, it's like Homicide Games or something like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. There were a lot of ripoffs. There was a lot of shovelware, right? And
yeah, they were doing a lot of shovelware, and when people started giving them bad comments and reviews, they was trying to sue those customers. For damaging, yes, for lying to you now.
It's an administrative nightmare for Valve because people want the refunds too, right? So that's annoying for them. But it's a bigger thing than that because I know what you're talking about. But here's the thing: before we get into that tangent, because you're right, but it's only part of the equation. Because people can game the system and get garbage onto the Steam marketplace, right? But creating a paywall, right? Basically now you have to pay to get your games on Steam, right? That's not going to resolve the problem with shovelware. In fact, Chip, again, I'm going to name drop Chip over at B-Team Podcast. Definitely give him a listen because they had a really good discussion about this. And we're not going to get anywhere as deep as they have, but, he was thinking that the fee should be $25. Well, that's bullshit too because one, if someone really wants to get their shit out there, they'll raise the money, they'll borrow it from people, and then they can still get the bullshit out there, and it can still be shit, right? And what that does, is actually hurts the companies that actually have a good product but can't raise the money, because raising money is hard, Yeah. Even if you have something great, people are so cynical, you may not have luck. You may not be able to afford to put in the work needed to get people to have the trust and be able to market your product. And that's the thing. To do good marketing, you got to pay. Word of mouth could work, and if you're lucky, it'll work. But to do something 100% organically and do something viral, it's a pipe dream. Very few brands could do marketing without investing money in it. So it'd be $25K plus whatever their marketing cost is. That's cost prohibitive for indies. It just doesn't make sense. But I get it. It needs to be something where there's some kind of barrier to entry, right? And again, it goes back to, Greenlight was kind of that because the community was kind of curating it, and now you don't have that. So, I don't know. I don't think this is the right move, necessarily.
They should just revamp it and find a way to make it work a little bit better instead of just completely doing away with it.
They did, cause I know the name of the company now. It was Digital Homicide. They sued Steam users, and subpoena Valve for their personal details and everything like that. And then when Valve wanted to do it, they turned around and tried to sue Valve because they were trying to sue the user, over 100 users for $1 million.
Jesus.
Yeah, they was trying to do some stupid crap. It was $18 million. It was an $18 million personal. It was trying to say for personal injuries, trying to say that these people was trying to personally damage their brand and stuff like that. And then when Valve was not trying to help them, they turned around and tried to sue Valve for that same amount of money. And
the only way that kind of case had any kind of, because that's the whole thing of brand being treated as a person. You could do it to an extent, but once you incorporate, if you're not an individual, you don't have that kind of protection unless someone attacks you personally, and it really is inflammatory behavior. And at what point do you draw that line? That's a tough case to fight. I mean, there is some behavior sometimes people judge something and then they make personal judgments. No, you got to separate and be more objective.
But there's a difference when your game is good versus if your game is shit. Their games were complete shit, and there was reskins of a whole bunch of their other games that they had, and they were just trying to flood the market and try to get people to buy it so they can make money. And they was using others game making program. They wasn't even coming up with the stuff themselves. It was just basically flooding the market.
No one's really building shit from the ground up anymore. Let's be honest. No one's going to C++ compiler and going, well, let me do the constructs here and make some arrays.
You are right about that, Yogi. But what they were doing was complete and utter disregard for
No, I feel you.
any consumer.
No.
But you know, of course they have teams and stuff like that, or people will buy like the engines, like Unreal Engine for example, and stuff like that. But they was just inflammatory, trying to basically destroy the market, and anybody that would oppose them. And when they turned around and tried to sue the platform that's actually getting their game out, you know, I believe that Valve rethought their platform with Steam Greenlight, you know, which I think 100% that they're going in the wrong direction, because indie developers has come up with a lot of good games. Look at like Stardew Valley and games like the biggest success. Starbound, Terraria, Minecraft. There's bounds of other Rocket League games like that has actually came out and was a huge success. Yes, like all these games are good games that has a good platform that they wouldn't have been able to get out there without Steam. So I don't think Steam is doing. I don't think Valve is doing the right thing. Yes, they're trying to protect themselves. They're a business first. Period. They're a business first. So people got to realize that with all these gaming companies and stuff like that, at the end of the day, they're not individuals. They don't care about other people's feelings. They're a business first, especially
this is what they
the
do.
Producers.
Simple way to do it. They have like an Xbox Live Arcade style thing where they put all these things that come in by way of Greenlight rather than existing publisher channels, right? And those people come into their little arena. They call it Steam Arcade or Steam Indie, whatever. It doesn't matter. That's arbitrary. And that's their cover your own ass thing. And the refund, their different policies, they have a whole different kind of little ecosystem there. And people have that expectation, hey, this is a buy at your own risk area. That's it. And there's no problem, in my opinion, because the thing is, Steam is such a huge part of PC gaming. It has become PC gaming. Like, no one really cares about Origin or Uplay or any of the other distribution channels.
100%.
Maybe Microsoft Store is coming up, but still, it's still Steam. And, you know, like you said, for those little companies to get out there, they already have tons of money to spend. They shouldn't be spending money on licensing fees and distribution. That should be the least of your costs. It should be on marketing, developing the product, hiring staff, and making sure you can pay them. Because the biggest problem is these companies have to hire people on sweat equity. And I've done that so many times. And I would tell you straight up, I've been screwed so many times by sweat equity deals because if the company doesn't do well, guess what? You get zilch. And right now, I'm struggling because of it. You know, my family is on the brink of poverty. I will say that out there, and it's part of his bad game development deals, software development deals, and other freelance projects. It's a rough market. People don't understand the other side of it. So creating a cross-prohibited thing like this is the wrong way to go. I'm sorry. You know, you're making it even harder for someone to come to market. It's hard enough to develop your product, staying motivated, making sacrifices, living off of ramen and eating fucking bread sandwiches with nothing on them. Listen, if you've been in that struggle, you know what it is. Unless you've been on that side, you can't say, "Oh, this is great." Just put more peas on top of it.
Really?
What did Obi say?
I'm sorry, Yogi. You don't spend 30 minutes making a bread sandwich. Like you spend so much time making sandwiches.
No. I'm saying there's people that
some people out there that can't.
You just ruined an emotional appeal. I'm saying.
I feel, dude. I completely understand Yogi. I completely agree.
I'm saying like when you get to that rock bottom, where you really got to sacrifice, right? And people around you talk about eating out, you know, and buying a boat, and you're here like eating a sandwich that's just bread.
Meanwhile, you're trying to rub two quarters together just to make sure you got some heat in your house because you lit the fire.
That's what I'm saying.
What's left over the newspaper that you got.
Unless you understand that struggle as a small business owner, as a startup, you can't possibly agree with this fee thing.
Oh no, I don't at all. Like if you for the listeners that we have, if on Netflix there's a series, there's a movie called a documentary called Indie Gaming. indie games. It shows the people that made Super Meat Boy, the person that made Fez, not Pez, Fez, and another developer, and it showed like what they had to go through just to put their game out there, and that definitely was a struggle. Yes, after they made the game, they became multi-millionaires, but still, they had to still go through that struggle in order to develop those games. So what, like you said, I totally agree with you, going through that stage that you have to actually put your passion out there, it's tough. And it's not always the easy way. It's not always easy to, there's a lot of people don't understand when it comes to developing a game. You got the developers and you got the distributors. The distributors definitely are the ones that make some of those executive decisions that makes the game that much more consumer unfriendly. My best example for that is Destiny. Destiny they have good team of developers in Bungie, but the distributors are the ones that try to gouge the price out on a lot of games. Like,
you play me Activision. You play with the publisher. I got you.
Oh yes, the publisher, the Activision.
Let's get back on point because we still got more stuff to talk about. Well, Obi, I think Obi had to say something.
Oh no, I'm good.
I thought
he's over eating steak right now.
I saw him key up, so I thought he wanted to say something about it. Tom.
Oh, he ate. He said he will eat steak.
I said I'm gonna go get my steak out of the fridge. Let's be right back.
Oh, yeah. Obi's not Mr. Sensitivity at all.
No.
But yeah. So yeah, I think it's a bad move. But people might argue, oh, you can self-distribute. There's ways you don't have to go through Steam. But that
makes it. Steam is just so much easier. A lot of people have Steam.
Yeah.
Like I got Steam. It's like
Steam has essentially become an operating system. That's how big it is now. And then it's just people go, well, there's just so much crap on Steam. It's like, yeah, but it's easy to filter through. Like, it's so easy to go through Steam and get a sense of what's good. It's immediately evident if sometimes you'll take a risk, but it's usually pretty obvious who's paying people to write good reviews and who actually has real, authentic good reviews. It's pretty damn obvious, Yeah. So
definitely.
I think it's a moot point for people to worry about quality control. That quality controls could come in other ways, not by creating a cost barrier. Not to mention, people don't bother investing in their creative and marketing enough as it is. So this is going to mean less money spent on that and even lower quality products because they have to have that minimum licensing fee. Yeah, it's bad. In other news, Sega has, this actually happened last month, but I forgot to mention it. The Shenmue domains have been registered, a few of them. So, and one of them is ShenmueHD.net, I believe, or .com. They might have both. So if you check the registrar, you see that it's registered by a Sega company. So there's more hint that there's going to be a remaster in the future. I'm pretty excited about this. I know most people probably don't care if you never played it, but I would say that without Shenmue, we wouldn't have the open world games we have today. It really paved the way in a lot of ways.
Without Shenmue, you wouldn't have quick time events.
That's Shamu. We would have SeaWorld. Oh, wait, we're not.
Quick time events is probably the least.
Sorry, I thought we were talking about Shamu. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Shenmue was the.
Not Shamu, Shenmue.
Without Shamu, we wouldn't have a beach park.
Listen, the quick time events, yes, I agree. Those probably don't belong in any game, but the exploration in that game, the immersion in that game, the fact that you can interact with pretty much anything you see. If you went to an arcade and you saw arcade machines in the arcade or a pool table, guess what? You can play with pretty much all of them. Now we got games that look really good, and the controls are more polished, but it feels like there's far less immersion. It's like far less attention to the detail. It's like we've gone backwards in some ways. It's interesting. developers back in the days had less to work with and they did more with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people can snatch them all they want, but
because it was less I felt like it was less interference by publishers than there were because
that's true.
It seems like everybody's got to buy up the smaller companies just so they can still make in order to get something out lately. To the point where it's like they put a lot of pressure on the companies working on it, and then you end up with a Destiny or a Mass Effect 3 or it just they're pushing and they're pushing and they're pushing and they can't find meat to put in the grinder, so they're putting whatever they can in there to make ends meet. So it's sad. It's really sad. It could be the death of gaming if it keeps up like this.
Like E.T.
I know that's going.
People speculate. People speculate that it's gonna be another video game crash, but with how big the indie scene has been and how much profit is baked into prices now, like they've got it to a point where there's almost no cost to them. Like, well, and that's not completely true. I'm exaggerating, but the cost there used to be, they got rid of so much of it. The pack-ins, the boxing, like all that shit is all, systemized, right? They could churn out product easily, right? Distribution is mostly digital now. The cost centers have been really whittled down. They're barely paying people to market the product, to advertise, because they have influencers that will just jerk off about it. Like, whoa, guys, check out my latest video. I'm talking about the game. Everybody's talking about it. Father, yay! Yeah.
What the hell was that?
That's a YouTuber. Just a standard YouTuber. Whoa!
Oh, God.
Who jerks like that?
I don't know.
Dude. That's how I feel. So many of them are so fake, and they try way too hard. And it's like, this is what people watch? Like, what? Really? Yeah. Tell me it's not true. The biggest idiots are the one with the most followers. There's a very few exceptions. I'm sorry.
Well, are you going to talk about that PewDiePie thing?
So, yeah, might as well segue into that. So, we talked about this a little bit last week. PewDiePie, got big shit for making anti-Semitic jokes. We didn't talk about the complete fallout because, and our friends over at Gaming Death Podcast talked about that. They had a whole half hour, actually it was almost an hour long conversation about, the PC police, SJW, social justice warriors, and the challenges of being a content creator and how the landscape just completely has changed. I kind of wanted to build off of that because, the fallout of that is that Disney and Maker Studios have dropped PewDiePie. Doesn't Disney own Maker Studios anyway? Is it redundant?
Mega Studios?
Yeah. I mean, not that it really matters, but, they're big players in content creation now. Disney had their hand in everything, so they dropped PewDiePie. The traditional media outlets were slamming PewDiePie. And did you guys get to see these videos yet? To see what all the hubbub was about?
I saw it talked about, and then I saw the video that came up. I don't know if you planned that or what, but
it was the two guys, the two kind of caramel skin brothers.
Held up that sign, yeah.
Yeah, they rolled off the sign, yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of them, and then another one, he was dressed up as a Nazi, but he soon after realized that the videos were in poor taste, and he took them down. I know this could probably spark a long conversation that we can't really get into tonight. But, maybe something we could think about is have we become overly sensitive, and where is the line in comedy? Because a lot of people were saying, well, if you're that big, you got to know better than that. But let's be honest, he's not hurting. He makes for just advertising, just residuals off of the ads he runs on his videos. Yeah, okay, YouTube Red. They got YouTube, took him off of YouTube Red, so now he doesn't have a sub-channel on YouTube. Whoop-de-doo. Even he's still making a shit ton of money just off of ad revenues. Even if no one sponsored him, he'd still be good for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Unless he, blows the money on hookers and blow. That's a lot of hookers and a lot of blow.
Yeah. That's a...
But I don't know if it's
bad?
How's your wife?
No.
I don't think it's a thing of I don't think it's a matter of we've become too overly sensitive. I think it's actually another thing about it. Yeah, when to be, and it's to the point where some people don't really know when it should be implemented, and when it's just like simple fact or fiction. You know, it's like, oh my God, this happened. This never should have happened. We need to do something about it. We're gonna call.
Nope. You cut off again.
It's like you call all these people for something that you choose to watch. Now, if he's going to create his content like that, he's going to create his content like that. He's on that. I'm not saying this right. But at the end of the day, ultimately, the person who has power of this is the viewer. And if you are offended by it, don't watch it. You don't have to go and try and get his site smashed, because, I mean, I guarantee you for every single... For that one PewDiePie movie, or that one movie, for that one PewDiePie video that you saw, I guarantee you there is like thousands of them on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
and you're getting mad. Yeah, and you're getting mad because he's done one thing.
His popularity has actually spiked, so most people mostly got on a joke, or they are truly anti-Semitic. I mean, I look at this like this, you know, as a person minority, you know, if, you know, they drop the N-bomb, or they say, you know, I'll just say it straight up, you know, or if it was the joke with you dumb Mexican, you dumb spick, I wouldn't give a shit, you know, because it's context.
You guys are gonna have to link that video because I want to watch it now.
If it's mean spirited, and you could tell when it's mean spirited, like there's just an essence to it where it's no longer comedy, it's just awkward, right?
Exactly.
But those two guys being complete idiots. He did a social experiment, challenged people to do a joke, you know, about killing Jews, and they did it, and he didn't believe they would actually follow through with it, and but they were just being stupid, and then they just roll out a sign and kill the Jews. Big whoop. I mean, I don't know. I think people are way too sensitive these days. You know, context is a big thing. Like, we're gonna get to a point eventually. Watch, in like 10 years, comedy is gonna be regulated. There's gonna be certain kind of jokes you can't say. You know, and the comedians gonna be relegated to knock jokes. It's like, oh no, you can't heckle the hecklers. You can't. You can't make fun of any kind of you know, group of people that are bound by faith.
Well, yeah. I can understand that, because let's be honest, racism never died. You know, everybody's all like, "Oh, racism doesn't exist anymore." Blah, blah, blah. It does, but like I said, you don't have to support it. You can't stop ignorance. Ignorance is going to happen regardless.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if it is going to affect your life, then yes, you should do something about it. But if it is not affecting your life, and you have a choice to either A, move on past it, or B, listen to it and be offended by it, then you're choosing to be offended. Somebody could come up to me right now, call me the N-word, and yeah, I could be like, I could choose to get pissed off. But at the end of the day, I know that's not my name. So you are wasting your time doing this. There's no point. You're not going to get the reaction.
I don't care.
So basically,
I'll break it down to you like this. I'll tell you like I tell everybody else that uses that, because I mean, let's be real. Black people use that word a lot. They say they take the power by putting the A at the end of it. Me, I don't agree with that, because you're taking a word that was mainly meant to be negative, trying to turn around and make it something positive. That does not work, because of the fact that it's like trying to create something.
All right, then tell all your brothers to stop saying that them fucking selves. Then
I can't.
The next, and I'm gonna use like this. I'm gonna be politically correct. Well, probably not, but the next brother that calls me a cracker, I'm gonna knock his ass out. Because yes, I am white, and I'll be the first one to go. But we don't go up. I don't go to my white friend and be like, "What's up, cracker?" I don't. Come on,
exactly,
dude.
because it's
so
negative.
If you're gonna say it, I'm gonna say it too. If you don't like the way I say it, go fuck off. Don't plug your fucking ears, because you're not gonna say what I want to say.
I'm not justifying the use at all, because it's born from something negative. You can't turn it
from freaking slavery, man.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I'll
Because
put it
it
like
started
this.
out, and I'm gonna say the word. I love everybody. If you don't think if you think I'm racist, I am. I hate everybody equally. So get over it. It started out as Negro. That's what it started out as, and then as it went off, and I believe before the base of the Civil War was done, they actually started using the ER. But that's all it was said, and now people are saying, "Oh, it's such a bad term. So is cracker."
But the cracker came from they used that as because
Cracker was named for the white man that cracked the whip.
Yeah.
It's
I look at it like this. This is how, like, stemming from what how Yogi started with the anti-Semitism. I can see where they can get offended from it, but like how Warchild was saying, it is your choice to either, when it's a content from a content creator, it's something that you can choose not to listen to. If you don't like it, then don't watch it. Now, me, if someone comes up to me and calls me the N-word, yes, I am going to take offense because I know where it's coming from. It depends on how but it does also depends on how they use it.
I have black friends that I come up and be like, "What's up, my Nick?" And then I say it to them all the time, though, but they know who I am.
Exactly. I mean, but that's something that y'all derived from y'all social setting, from y'all social group. If it's someone from outside the social group, we
whoop that ass, and I'm jumping.
Yeah,
you guys should go back. I'm gonna have to pull up the old episode, and we're gonna table this discussion because Beard and Hat just passed through. He couldn't join us because he has a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. His daughter's birthday and other stuff going on, so we get it.
House full of little ones.
His wife, put him on timeout, but he popped in to show his support, and he said that he really wants to be a part of this conversation because he said he could go in on this, particularly the details of this, and he wanted to make sure that we knew that the second sign that the two crazy kids in the one video were showing up after the Kill the Juice thing was subscribed to Keemster, and that was supposed to be the joke. Like, people were taking it out of context, and he says the pushback to comedy censorship is going to be huge. So he said, too bad I missed this one. I could go in for a while. You won't miss it. We'll continue this next week if you guys want to really go in on it. What I will say though, and I want people to think about this, just really think about this. And one of our old episodes, I made the same point. Any word you use in a mean-spirited way with intent to hurt could be just as effective as any word that is taboo. If I start saying really angrily and following my words with evil actions and thoughts, and I start saying to you, let's say I just look at you and I go, "You look at you, fucking cookie. Look at you with your fucking cookie crumbly all over the place. You fucking cookie. Look at you, chocolate chip cookie motherfucker." After I keep saying it, after a while, you're gonna be pissed off. Because you're gonna know I'm meaning it for real.
True.
So now suddenly something that's perfectly innocent, I just adulterated it. So are we gonna let someone adulterate the language? You want to call me spick fucking? I'll laugh with you because it's a stupid word. What the fuck does it mean? I'm spick and span. I'm a cleaning product. Cool beans, man. Fuck you.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Crusty, crumbly cookie.
Like the crusty, chocolate chip looking motherfucker.
I agree with what Yogi said. Just like you said, like anything can be changed into means. What that has hatred behind it could be mean spirited. It could be taken a certain way, just like how Warchild was saying and Obi was saying with the N word. That is a taboo word coming from a white man to a black man. But at the end of the day, it's the actions behind it too. I'm not gonna get mad at somebody that just uses the word. Now, if they come out with me mean-spirited with that word, that's something totally different.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna get pissed off at Obi if he just says the word. I'm like, okay, and you're trying to make a point. That's something totally different from him getting mad at me or him just being mad and then calling me that word.
Yeah, and people can be far more condescending and demeaning and disparaging and racist without using any racial
I'm feeling
slurs.
uncomfortable, and I need an adult.
I'm sorry, WarChild, go ahead.
Let me just say this. I'm not condoning the use of the word. I'm not by any means saying that somebody should use it. Just because I'm telling you,
dog.
just because I'm sitting here telling you that, you know, I'm not gonna get mad at you if you say it to me, doesn't mean that I'm still gonna talk to you.
Your ass.
He's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's free
Yeah,
reign. bro.
and like
WarChild, where's
Tuka's saying,
WarChild? That's free reign. Let's go him.
nope. Just like Tuka's saying, Tukah and Yogi, you're saying, it's like, you know, it all depends on the context this has been used.
Nah, we can say it. We can say it, dude. We can say it.
But here's the other thing. Here's the other thing, though. If just because you're gonna sit there and okay, just because I'm not gonna be affected by the word doesn't around and use it myself, because I look at it like if I do that, I might as well just be contradicting myself. You know, I'm saying it doesn't bother me, but yet I'm throwing it around blatantly and I term. And no matter how you try and make it respectful, it's still negative, because at the end of the day, you're going to get mad at whoever's going to call you that, which means that it still has power and control over you. So how is it respectful at the end of the day if one person uses it and the other one can't?
Yeah, it's a double standard. So that's all stuff to think about. We do need to move on. We only have a few minutes left, and I do want to at least touch upon what's next with the Unicorn Poopies. And if you're new to the show, the Unicorn Poopies are a ridiculous way to just completely break the meta. We decided that we will do the longest awards show, and a big reason for that is...
No, we didn't decide shit.
Obi, that's because you don't contribute. Obi, that's because you don't... Obi can't say shit because he doesn't contribute to show notes. So, of course
you
didn't
decided.
The community had tons of categories that they emailed, right? And we've been having conversations for this for a long time. The problem with video game awards shows, and this awards shows period, is that they consolidate too much. You can't have one multiplayer, the best multiplayer game. What about if I like cooperative over PvP? And what about if I like shooters
I would like to see these emails along with Hillary Clinton's as well.
I know.
The point is, we had a lot. We've had.
I want to see Donald Trump's text returns along with these emails.
Guys. I know we're having fun, but I'm having serious. I'm having a serious thing for new listeners. Be trolls later. Stick it in your pants. This is for our new listeners. This is what Unicorn Poopies is. All right, let's try to get it out. All right.
I didn't poop nothing.
So we're doing this for as long as possible to get it be as thorough as possible, because it's about the discussions. So we can, and it's interesting. What I find fascinating about it is getting a feel for what everybody likes and the reason they like those different things. Because our tastes are completely across the board, and we're not just gonna do video games. After we finish the video game choices, we got other stuff coming up. The categories coming up right now are best real-time strategy, or just overall strategy game. The games, games that we feel really needs to be revisited, whether it's remastered or gets a sequel. Then we gotta get something we kind of touched upon earlier, which is this weird thing that there's no longer the middle company for video games. You have the big game companies, right, and you have the indies. But then you look at some indie companies, like, are they really indie, right? And we're kind of hinting at that, so that's something we'll touch upon with the categories coming up. And we were supposed to do, we were hoping to do the Game of the Year tonight, but hopefully we get through it all next week. So we'll come prepared, not troll each other as much, so we can actually get focused on it. But I do want to thank everybody that has been emailing us feedback, that's been participating on Facebook, on the Discord discussions, because it's tough, and my fellow podcasters, will know how hard it is. Like, some people, they just show up to the podcast. That's hard enough, but like getting people to like bring news or participate or contribute to show notes, it's like pulling teeth. I mean, everybody like, well, yeah, everybody already knows about you. I'm saying this is general.
I'm really not leaving, guys. Yogi's kicking my ass off the show.
It's like, get out.
Obi finally said, now 2 hours I give you a week, I can't even afford that. Even though I'm already playing Microsoft Flight Simulator during the whole time.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
That's what Obi's really telling me. What's he doing?
You'll be happy if we make it. You'll be happy. Trust me.
Yogi,
You'll
play
keep
the sound.
talking shit, and I'm just
Yogi.
going to not do damn thing.
Yogi, play the sound. Play the sound.
Oh,
Play the damn song.
oh, you want the sound?
The sound. Yeah.
Oh, so cool.
All right, so we're gonna do 2 categories tonight. We're not gonna get into the studios. That's a big one. So I want everybody, including our show hosts and our community, to do some research, be ready for a conversation, because I know this is gonna be polarizing, because the lines have been blurred, right?
It's been so magical now.
Magically delicious.
I got a cough. Sorry.
What the hell?
What kind of cough was that?
It was a stifling cough.
It wasn't a cough, it was a laugh, but he didn't want to laugh.
Thank you.
I missed something.
An old man.
Obi gets me. Obi gets me.
I'm so done. I am done. I'm done with y'all.
Even though to talk to your ass, I gotta freaking pray to God that you're online, and then you answer me when you do. Like, you're just like Yogi, man.
I can give you my phone number. Did you ask for that?
Yeah, I've even called you a couple times.
I don't remember you doing that. Did you leave a message? Because I didn't see no messages.
Hell no.
Did you text me?
No.
Did you send a raven?
No, I did send a crow.
Obi gives up after one effort. Did I talk with WarChild daily? Right, WarChild?
Me and you used to talk daily too.
Well, I got you. I got your number. I got your number.
He said, "Did you send a raven?"
Send a motherfucker raven.
No, I sent a crow.
That's why you failed. Good day, sir. Got your city of angels right here.
All I was thinking about was why I immediately started thinking about Game of Thrones when he said, "Did you send a raven?"
Oh God, let's get into Game of Thrones. We'll go off on a tangent on that.
You know, winter is coming now. It was coming for 5 seasons.
Let us focus.
But winter is coming.
Let us focus.
So we got just 2 categories. That's all we're gonna do tonight.
It's already 1 o'clock.
And then we're gonna have a full outro, which we haven't had in a while. Hopefully, we'll see.
Oh man!
So guys, best real-time strategy or just overall strategy game. We're talking about games like Satellite Reign, XCOM 2, Banner Saga 2, Blood Bowl, Smite Tactics, even the Battle for Companion app, Duelist, Faria, War for the Overworld, Skull of the Shogun. This is a pretty big category, so...
Gems of War. That's mine.
Oh. That's a good choice, Obi. Alright.
Unless you want me to stick with my original.
What was your original?
Farm Sim.
That's simulation. That had its own category already.
That's not real time.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't categorize that as strategy either. I mean, I'm sure there's strategy involved.
RTSM.
RTSM. RTFM? Read the fucking manual? Is that what you're saying?
No. It's something I got to deal with. It'd probably be in the worst category, not the best.
Oh, okay. Do you have a pick, Tukah, WarChild?
Yes, I did have a pick, but I'll let WarChild go first.
Okay.
I'll probably go with XCOM 2 because I've wanted to play XCOM 2, waiting on a price after playing XCOM 1.
That game is not dropping in price for whatever reason. I guess it's that good.
Yeah. It's awesome.
I love XCOM, so I'm with you.
I'm quite sure as XCOM will be. XCOM 2 is a great game because I played XCOM 1 and the other, with the Enemy Within and Enemy Unknown. But my choice for best strategy game will always be StarCraft. That is my game. That's my #1 game. I will always play StarCraft. StarCraft to me is like Elder Scrolls Online to your brother.
Yeah.
So wait, we're just talking about overall though?
You know whatchamacallit, Legacy of the Void just came out, the third and final expansion.
No, I mean,
StarCraft 2.
because if
As
you're
long as
talking
you
about
played it,
overall,
as long as you played it in 2016, it was fair game.
okay,
It didn't have to
never
come
mind.
out in 2016. Though they did
I
have
was
a new
about to-
expansion that came out last year, so that counts.
Yes.
I was about to bust out that Final Fantasy Tactics on you.
Yeah, Final Fantasy
But-
Tactics is dope.
Oh yeah, it is.
I'm amazed no one's really bidding off that formula. Like, that's ripe for the taking.
That is so.
Because just like
Better
reading, most people don't have patience to do the RTSs. RTS, bleh, RTS.
But no, I thought.
games anymore.
But
That's more of a
whatchamacallit-
tactics game, though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
more of a tactics, or like turn-based strategy.
But it's.
But yeah, it's still,
yeah.
it still falls under the strategy umbrella.
Yeah, it's like if you're saying strategy, then yes. Now, real-time strategy is like your Command and Conquer, the Halo Wars 2, StarCraft. Even XCOM is more turn-based strategy than real-time strategy.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
it sure does make you sweat whenever you're waiting to see what's going on.
Oh yeah,
Like, am I gonna get shot? Am I not gonna get shot? Are they gonna live?
turn-based strategy will still make you sweat. Civilization makes you sweat when you're going up against another country and then they got freaking nukes. Like, so like it doesn't take away from the shock value of or the that one more turn value. But real-time strategy is like, like there is no pause.
Now I'm gonna say like XCOM 2, Gems of War, StarCraft. They probably all deserve it more, but I want to be a hipster and pick something a little lesser known. For turn-based like tactics games, Satellite Reign is amazing. Duelist is an up-and-comer. But the game that really has my heart and I'm really hoping grows is Feria. Because it reminds me in some ways of Scrolls, but then it does something really unique where it's a tile-based game where you're building land, kind of like a Carcassonne type of experience. It's just really neat. Like, you have units you fight with, but you're also building your kingdom at the same time, and it's that kind of unique addition of mechanics is something really cool. So I think it deserves some love here. So I'm gonna go with Feria. And plus, full disclosure, the developer was really kind about giving us review codes and early access and all that stuff. And I've been tracking the game for a while and watching it grow, and I definitely hope more people try it out. So yeah, maybe we have some more codes to give away soon. Please check it out, Feria. Just PC for now. All right, now we're gonna end on this category for tonight. If there was one game that you would like to see a sequel or remastered for, which one would it be? I'm not even going to bother mentioning the ones we have nominated, because I'm sure you guys already have yours in mind. So I'll let you guys go first. Obi?
I'm curious to hear what you have nominated.
Oh, you want to hear that? Okay.
Too.
Some of the nominees include Panzer Dragoon Saga, Concept Saga, Guardian Heroes, Guardians of Middle-earth, Lost Kingdoms, Ill Bleed, Secret of Lodos War, and Dawngate. That one's for you, Obi.
Man,
They don't have to be any of these. These are just ones that we've discussed in the community.
I will last because I don't really.
Okay. So since you're going last, let's go with Tukah. What do you think?
Okay. I was actually had a discussion of this game the other day, and it was Siphon Filter, the Omega Strain. That needs either a remaster or a sequel for a next-gen system. That was one of my absolute favorite games.
Yeah, that series was kind of forgotten by time, sadly. They tried to bring it back last gen and didn't work out. But yeah, that was a good series. All right.
But specifically, the Omega Strain probably was the best one. You made your own character, and it had missions. It was co-op. It was like, it kind of reminded me of what maybe Ghost Recon Wildlands is kind of doing, maybe. But
or maybe what Chaos Theory is to Splinter Cell fans. Maybe Tukah.
Yeah.
No?
I haven't played Chaos Theory.
Oh,
I have not. I apologize.
Dude, it had a multiplayer where it was spies versus soldiers.
You're going to hell!
And the spies had only non-lethal options.
You about to be deleted.
Dude.
About to be deleted.
WarChild, what's your pick?
I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was
That's
really
how
good
good it
game.
was. Lol.
No, it's so old that
You should say
it's such
Final
a good
Fantasy
game.
Tactics. That should be
no,
your pick.
it's no. The Legend of Dragoon.
Ooh, good choice.
Is that the one I'm thinking of? Where
With the overhead view and you had like baggy pants.
Nah, it was
Oh, no, that's not Legend of Oasis. Sorry.
God, no, the guy you had these dragon gems or something. Transform during your turn, and he's a special power. Hold tight. That's gonna bother me now. I think it's Legend of Dragoon.
You just reminded
Or
me of a
Jade
game
Cocoon.
that I hope someone recognizes, Dragon Force. If anybody ever played that, that's another series that I wish would come back.
Trap Gunner. Have anyone played that? I know it's
We're
a
still trying to help.
PlayStation.
Yep, it's
Trying
Legend of
to-
Dragoon. That's what it is.
Oh, Legend of Dragoon.
That
Okay.
was the one. That or Jade Cocoon.
Okay. So is that your pick, Legend of Dragoon?
He's like,
Because I just picked two good ones. I'm like, I
And
do
what's the other one?
50-50.
Jade Cocoon.
Jade Cocoon. I'd like to do a 50-50.
I'm with you of Legend Dragoon. I couldn't really say much about Jade Cocoon. It didn't really impact me like that.
Shoot, I loved it.
But I had
loved
memories,
it,
so maybe I did really like
It's like,
it. I remember.
it's like Pokemon with death. It's like, yeah, go ahead. Try it if you want to. You better not make the wrong move. It better be super effective. Because if it ain't...
Mr. Pokemon.
We'll say it's Legend of Dragoon for you. We'll just stick it.
Alright,
That. That's the
alright.
first one you thought of.
Because I'm getting a little too overhyped. I'm sorry.
Obi, what's your pick? Or you still don't know?
I really don't have one, to tell you the truth. A game that I want to see a sequel, right?
Sequel or
remaster?
Yeah.
I
I know there's a lot of them.
don't. Oh man.
The Guardian Heroes has been remastered, but I would like to see a sequel on that. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Like I said, I really don't have one. I mean, Dawngate would be nice if they'd come out with something else like that, but it really wouldn't be a sequel. It'd be a game like Dawngate. So I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't have one, to tell you the truth. Sorry.
All right. So my pick, I love a lot of these games you guys have mentioned, and the community has picked, but I'm gonna have to go with Panzer Dragoon Saga. And then actually, a lot of these are from Sega Saturn and Sega Dreamcast. Interestingly enough, not all
Dang,
of them.
that just, with you saying that, it just reminded me of two of a game that definitely should deserve a remaster. Is Power Stone.
Power Stone. Yeah, we talked about that one a lot. Power Stone
That
definitely.
was
Dim Stones.
that was
Capcom,
definitely a
man.
good game.
Capcom, get on it. They're sleepy on Mega Man and Power Stone. What's wrong with them?
I don't know.
But
Ever since they made Mega Man a chubby dude in Tekken versus SF Tekken, I mean, Mega Man is big.
For real. But, for me, the reason Panzer Dragoon Saga is simple. It's a game where it has some of the pet-raising aspects of Pokemon, but you develop a deeper relationship with your dragon, and you really care about the characters. But then at the same time, even though there's a really strong story there, the world is so mysterious and the experiences are so obtuse that it almost feels like a Dark Souls experience where there's like this weird air of just loneliness almost, and like despair, just trying to figure everything out. Like it's just such a hard feeling to describe, but just that whole game is an emotional roller coaster, and it was so ahead of its time that unfortunately it's hard to go back to, and you really can't go back to it unless you find one of like and a few thousand copies in the world, which I used to own one of them, and due to financial need, I sold it like a dummy, and it was a mint.
Oh man!
And that
sucks.
game, there's never been anything like it, and I don't think there ever will be anything like it. Scalebound reminded me of aspects of it, and then that was canceled, and that broke my heart. But
Still.
Oh yeah, I was looking forward to that game.
Now, Pendragon Saga, if you really try hard and search around, you could probably emulate it. And I'm not condoning that, but if you get to play this game anyway, definitely give it a try. It's a little hard to go back to. There's a lot of jank there, but just the battle system in that game, watching your dragon grow as the story progresses and you move on through the ages, like you literally grow up with your dragon and see it develop. And you learn about the dragon's family and background and all this. Oh, man, it's such an emotional game. But then it's not just a great story. It's fucking fun.
I need you to wipe your microphone off just a little bit.
What?
Yeah, you're salivating.
Oh, sorry.
Salivating over the mic.
That's passion right there. That's passion.
That's 100%.
Oh.
All over my keyboard.
Every time I think about Panzer Goose Saga, this is what plays in my head.
Oh,
Idiot.
That's not Panzer Dragoon, though.
I know, but it makes you feel triumphant, like Zelda. You know?
I guess we had different Triumph themes because I do the Final Fantasy VII one, or the Final Fantasy Victory theme.
Oh.
Da, 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 da.
That was good, yeah.
Or when you feel like you're about to go into the epic battle. I swear, Final Fantasy VII was what made me fall in love with JRPGs. That was.
I always liked Laguna's theme. That one was awesome.
Which one? Oh, I know what you're talking about.
There you go.
That's our future endeavor. We're gonna do music with our mouth.
Future endeavor.
We're gonna quantize it and auto tune it, make it sound professional like.
Oh, beatbox. I'm done with y'all. I am.
So, folks, it's a time of the night where we have to wrap it up, unfortunately. So, what we haven't been doing lately is kind of
pregnant.
sharing what?
You said you got to wrap it up so you don't get no one pregnant.
Oh, kind of terrible. We haven't been doing our usual full plugs. We've been going long, so I just want to say real quick, please make sure you go over to geekyants.net. Check out all our other podcasts, our other contributors, our forums, all the stuff we have. We do articles. We have the podcast feeds up there. A lot of great stuff up there. We have our Facebook group. We have a Facebook groups, multiple, and we have a Facebook page. Lots of stuff going on over there. Get involved. Don't just lurk. Get in on the conversation, even if it's just say hello. So if a few people do that, more people will jump in. It's just no one wants to be the first one. It's like they're shy. It's like being at a party and no one wants to dance, and then one person is drunk enough.
First.
Huh?
Oh, I heard something else. Never mind. Nobody wants to be the first one to discharge.
Discharge. That's right.
I usually leave likes and share. Y'all can do the same. Come on now.
The thing with likes and sharing is not as visible. When you leave a comment, that's like commitment. People see that as like, damn, now I feel like.
Yeah,
I have commented too. That
is committed. You're in it for life.
Leave those comments, and if you have articles, if you have your own site, we'll gladly promote them and like syndicate them over on our site. You don't have to do it alone. We say this all the time. It's making a team effort rather than just grinding and trying to do everything by yourself, which is the dumb way to do it. Trust me, that's a recipe for disaster.
Well, I guess I'm doing it the dumb way. I'm sorry.
Don't reinvent the wheel. The system. Jump in, plug in, be a part of it. And again, I want to make sure you listen to some of our other podcasts, folks like Gaming Death, B Team, 365 Flicks, Ghostman and Demon Hunter, Hunnick Outcast, Worst Radio Show. I mean, tons of great show to check out. Yeah. And we have a YouTube. That's a thing. We have a Twitch, which are probably there already. Twitch.tv/Geeky Antics. But before we wrap it up for reals, let's meet the hosts again and find out where you could connect with them when they're not on all these wonderful things that we just talked about. Obi, where can we find you when you're not here?
You guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram. That's TSC Obi-Wan, and of course on YouTube, TSC Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then don't forget to follow Topstar Esports, Instagram, Twitter, and in the near future will be a YouTube page.
Oh yeah, Tukah, how about you?
Well, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram. Well, no, not Instagram. Twitter, or on Xbox Live under Tukah44. I'm currently about to be playing the beta for Wildlands and probably some Halo 5 this week. So if y'all see me, y'all can jump in with me.
Halo 5. I still need to pick up that game. That's a good game.
Good game. It's a good game.
WarChild, how about you?
You can find me WarChildGames.com. And it's also...
What?
Yeah, WarChild Games.
WarChild Games, and then
WarChild Games on Twitter, and WarChild Games on... I'm sorry, WarChild MKIV on Twitch.
Play the sound, Yogi, play it.
Yes, and that's all, folks. Can someone do a good Porky Piggy impression?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
That's all, folks.
Yeah. I thought you finished. Did you have something else, WarChild?
I'm just making sure. WarChildGames.com.
Play the sound.
Check us out. Geeky Antics. Geeky Antics all day, baby. All day.
See you next week, folks. Peace. Wiki.
Later, bitches.
Thank you.